boy. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. We can praise, esteem, and honor to the Most High Yahuwah, name Yahushua HaMashiach. Pick it up in John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and there they which testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you that you have not the love of Alahym in you. I come in my Abba's name, and you receive me not. For another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one of another? Receive not the honor that comes from Alahym only. And I think that I will accuse you to Abba. There's one that accuse you, even Moses, in whom you trust. You gotta go to the bathroom. Go to the bathroom. Who is it? Nobody.
There's nobody in there. Go use the bathroom.
But why you let him buck her?
Sorry, go upstairs. Ain't gonna use the bathroom.
So had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how shall you believe my words? 1 Timothy 3 and 14. Get out that door. Go yourself somewhere and sit down somewhere. Hey, not the junk. Yeah, somebody gonna patty some cakes, niggas gonna be your butt. You hoping to come under you shortly, but for very long that you may know how you ought to behave yourself in the house of Alahym, which is the house of the living Alahym and the pillar and ground of the truth. Without controversy, great is the mystery of godliness. Alahym was manifested in the flesh, justified in the Ruach, seen of Malachim, preached unto the Gentiles, believed on in the world, and received up into esteem. Isaiah chapter 7, verse 1. Nah, make it verse 10. I'm not reading. I don't know. Moreover, Yahuwah spake again unto Ahaz, saying, ask you a sign of Yahuwah your Alahym. Ask it either in the depth or in the height above. What does that mean? Let me just do this here for you. This is a very simple question. You should know what sign is. You know that's oath. You know that's a distinguishing sign, a signal, a remembrance, or a miraculous sign. You got Aleph, you got Un, you got Tau. Now you can take from you. He said, ask of a sign in the depth or in the height above. Very, very simple question. What does this mean? You need to do something with your shoestrings, boy. You look like a poof putt, boy.
Sometimes
I wasn't being funny neither, but you do. You look like a poof putt. Anybody else? What does that mean? What you shaking your head for? I mean, you do look like a poof putt. Nigga, if it's shoestrings,
she want to laugh, but she don't. I don't. She don't want to.
nah, I mean, the shoestrings make you, know what I'm saying? You look like a poof putt.
That's paid in full. Inside. If you see it, you know. You know.
Look, that's man.
I know what the grammar is.
You think a nigga being funny, like, bro, your shoestrings, nigga, you look like a poof putt.
I mean, I got plenty of money to say.
Clearly, you don't.
Yeah. Well, I do know what that means. You remember that same time up?
Straight up.
They have died.
Yeah. What is it? No, not in that regard. You're asking them, do you want to see a sign in the height and the depth? Get from that door and get over here and sit down. Sire Joy, you ain't got nothing to talk about. You ain't got no business. Renee, come on around this corner. The son out here with a penis out. Renee, come on around this corner. Elizabeth Renee. Where Leah went at? Else, he said, ask of a sign of your Alahym, either in the depth or in the height. That would be for one of them in the depth. Him going back to heaven. This is how you have to look at it. It's in Matthew chapter 16. Let's go.
Matthew 16.
Where's your mom at? Around the corner. That's what you was over there with your mom? You can return. Matthew 16 and 1. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came and tempting desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. He answered, when it is evening, you will say, it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning, it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. Oh, you hypocrites, you can discern the face of the sky, but you cannot discern the signs of the times. A wicked and adulterous generation seek after a sign, and there shall be no sign given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonah. What are some of the things that are with the sign of the prophet Jonah that are detailed, that lets you know that it's referring to the resurrection of the dead?
Following us, Will.
Yeah, those are the known ones. I need you to go a little bit further than that, though. That means I told you that, so that means you can go look for it.
Is it
Preaching,
No, bro. I just said if I told you where it's at, that means it's an open book exam. That means you can actually go to the book of Jonah. Go look.
Oh. Is it in reference to him knowing that's what he got to do and he not wanting to do?
No, not in that regard. I want y'all to go look and see what it says. See some of the things that he says while he was in the whale's belly, outside of the 3 days that about the depth or the grave, because he's very clear and concise that he's talking about the grave.
Oh, what about the school?
Take your time, son. Take your time.
There's a pass. Yeah.
Y'all ain't looking hard enough. Y'all not looking hard enough. This man literally made a statement that he was in corruption, he was under the earth, he was in the grave. Like he says all of these things.
Yeah. He said in the water, prepared me about you to the soul of death.
Say the bars of the earth over my head. Now he in the well belly. How he talking about all of that? He literally says, I prayed to your temple while I'm in this grave. These are literally things that he's saying. This man said he literally brought up his life from corruption. So this is what he asking. He asking for a sign in the depth. We already talked about the height, so I'm not going to discuss that. But look at what he see the difference. Muffin man. Muffin man. Isaiah 7:12 says, but Ahaz says, I will neither ask, either will I tempt Yahuwah. He didn't need a sign. So a sign was given to him anyway. He didn't. Now Yahuwah asked him, you can get a sign in the heavens or you can get a sign under the ground. And he said, I need neither. But see, look at why he say tempt. I want you to go to Deuteronomy chapter 6. Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 13. You shall fear Yahuwah your Alahym and serve him, and you shall swear by his name. You shall not go after other gods or of the gods of the people which are round about you. For Yahuwah your Alahym is a jealous Alahym among you, lest the anger of Yahuwah your Alahym be kindled against you and destroy you from off the face of the earth. You shall not tempt Yahuwah your Alahym as you tempted him in Massa. What happened in Massa? You've been shown this before. You ought to know the answer. Are we looking? I know you don't know. What happened in Massa? That's unfortunate. What happened in Massa? They were asking for water. Sized that man and asked him for water. They were sizing that man to see if he had the power to give them water out of nowhere. This is why Ahaz says he won't tempt them. Now let me ask you this question here: How did they tempt Yahuwah if Yahushua is Yahuwah when he was manifested in the flesh? How did they tempt him? I ain't talking about the questions they asked him either. But they disbelief. No, son, you're not listening. You giving me answers that I can't do anything with. And I'm telling you this for a reason. Because you got no depth of understanding of what I asked you and just took your general answer. And you will walk away from here thinking you knew. And in reality, you don't. That's why I'm telling you that's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to walk away from here and you're going to think that you know the answer to this question. And you don't. How do they, if he said don't tempt Yahuwah your Alahym. Yahushua is Yahuwah your Alahym. How did they tempt him? I'm not talking about when they asked him about Caesar's corn. I ain't even talking about when they came to him about healing people. Like they live to tempt Yahuwah is to ask him to manifest his power in your face just for you to believe him. That's one of them. But they also did that to him when he was in the flesh. They asked him to do a couple things.
When they said that he was killing people, he had a message.
No, that was just outright. That was just outright blasphemy. They ain't tempted that. They did outright blasphemy. That one there you could look at tempted, but it's asking somebody to do something for the sake of you believing. That's one of them. That's the key one. Come over here to Luke 17. And the most disrespectful, in my opinion. Luke 17 and 20. And when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of Alahym should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of Alahym come not with observation. Neither shall you say, lo here or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of Alahym is within you. That take you back to Deuteronomy 30. But they were tempting him to say, show me everlasting life right now. Let me see your power. Because remember, what is the instance that that caused him to say, do not tempt Yahuwah your Alahym to the adversary? No, he told him, jump off that cliff. I bet the angels catch you. Ain't that what he said? That's tempting the man. Tempting the man. Like people say, oh, if you believe, why don't you let them serpents bite you? No, you don't do that. They get that from the Pentecostal people doing that. They think if you believe, you're supposed to put yourself beside that man like that. Because guess what he gonna do? He gonna let you die from that serpent. Not whenever, because nobody asked him to do that. They just told him it wasn't no more wine left. He told his mother, what I got to do with you? But nobody asked him to do that. You know what I'm saying? Situation what you mentioned, that's what we talking about the other day. That's straight blasphemy.
What about when Eric told him turn that pot of claim to gold?
Nobody asked him to do that. So I don't know what you heard. Nobody asked him to turn anything into gold. Matter of fact, Herod didn't ask him to do nothing. Herod just was happy to be in his presence. And when Herod came through, the Lord wouldn't talk to him. And he was mad. But Herod was swag riding. Well, like I ain't even say that there. He had great admiration for him. And the Lord didn't care nothing for him. Didn't care nothing for him. I mean, I could imagine why he would have great admiration for him if you strip yourself away from you reading this in the text and you being a stranger of the people who he was sent for, and you're over the province of where he's dwelling, and you keep hearing about what he was doing, you'd be quite desirous to see and talk to him yourself. If you was in Herod's position, why wouldn't you be? You know what I'm saying? You hearing this man raising people from the dead and healing people who can't walk, you know what I'm talking about, and feeding 5,000 people and all of these type of things. Shoot, you'll want to go holler at him too. See, but they wasn't even hearing nothing. They would see Herod then wasn't hearing nothing about what he was talking about. They were hearing about the miracles. See, ain't nobody gonna come for no word. They gonna come for the miracles.
I was told him.
He had it that he was putting the Pharisees.
He didn't care nothing about it. It literally said, I heard about the miracles and he wanted to holler at him. Nobody don't care because that don't pertain to Herod. Him putting the Pharisees, the people got loaves and were filled.
I don't think
Man, that junk could be right now, man. If we was around here doing 1,000,001 miracles, boy, it'd be 1,000 niggas around. He wouldn't come down here for that piece of this work.
but that's why I said it's from the unbelievers, right?
Yeah, it says, yeah, but you know, miracles and all that type of stuff is for people who don't believe. It's not for people who believe. We done went over that before. That's why they be like, why nobody don't do no miracles and signs? For what? He already know you don't believe, so he said, what's the point?
You do that and still don't believe.
You still ain't gonna believe, so what's the point? You know, you do want to see their miracles for validation, and then the Lord like this here, validate by this word, nigga. I ain't got no miracles for you. Ain't nobody getting resurrected from the dead. Ain't no sick getting healed. Ain't nobody doing nothing. You niggas on your own. Because guess what? You divorced, so you only get the bare minimum. You don't get nothing else.
You doing, son? Don't be dirty.
See, that's a hard one now. See, I told him that the other day. He couldn't believe that. He thought if you get rid of a woman, you ain't got to take care of her no more. Lying to me. That's still your wife. Think about that one there. He like to say, I ain't gonna never get married. Shoot, you ain't have to worry about it. Ain't nobody knocking your door down no way. Ain't knocking his door down because of him. As forth as his physical appearance. I keep telling y'all, man can't get no woman until he raises his value, till he raises his stock up. See, y'all pick somebody based on how he look for a little bit. That's when you want to play around with him and bump genitals. You know what I'm talking about? But when you want to get married, though, he could be a very handsome man, have a nice physique. Let him be around here talking about he catching the city bus and he stay at somebody else's house. You ain't gonna get it. Oh no, don't call me. And y'all know it too. Huh? Shoot, some of them be like, only once a woman get to a certain age, she don't even want a good time. She see that wall and it's brick. I ain't got time to play with you. Them days over. My odometer already high.
Game's over.
Game is over. Man, I need a man. I'll tell you right now. Because I done told y'all the difference. Let a woman look good. Somebody she on the city bus and she sleep on a board mattress at a homegirl house and she can still get a man. And that man will still take her and elevate her position. A woman is not going to do that. A young woman the other day, because she was talking about why women put dudes on and then the dude leave her when his money get right. I said, oh, you's a simpleton, huh? You don't know the game, huh? See, guess what? See, when he was fooling with you, it's not that he don't appreciate what you did for him, but now you done helped him get to another level. He's around a different caliber of woman, higher value women than you are. Because even though you may assisted him, that don't mean that you're a high value woman. Now he's in arenas with high value women, and you don't seem to be as appealing anymore. Besides the fact that, nigga, you treated him like you was his mama. Now he's out. He's out. He's out because you like this here. I get your school clothes, baby. I get you on the school bus and get you like this here. And then, of course, he get to them high value women. He see them as mates when he looking at you like Mom Dukes. He out. And you like to say, I spent my time and money. Ain't nobody asked you to. That's your fault. You the done it. You wasn't supposed to do it. You the done it. But see, but the thing is, though, that just happens all the time because women do that. Because they think if they do that for this nigga, he gonna be loyal and he ain't gonna go nowhere. So I don't know why you didn't think he was in a feminine position. Woman got mad because he pulled a you on you. Now he done bounced. You don't know nothing about that because you put hoes through school.
I think that's joke you. That's real life.
That's real life. That nigga monkey. See, he did hypergamy. He did what women do. That's what women do. That's the ability to elevate yourself. Ain't nothing. See, there's a difference. Like, ain't nothing wrong. You had dudes who, if they really fool with the chick, you know what I'm saying, and they was helping one another do something. Average dude, now he ain't gonna leave, but most dudes they gonna dip. Especially if you get a nigga straight out of chain gang, boy, he gonna dip. Because the nigga out of chain be with fat white hoes, big chicks, ugly chicks. Them boys need somewhere to stay. They ain't got no shame. They gonna take them. Somewhere safe. I got somewhere to lay my head. She told me, he always cheating on me because he don't want you. But he homeless. He homeless. I'm not trying to tell you. A lot of women like to say, dude, ladies be talking about women get heartbroken all the time. Baby, lay down and go cry me a river. But shoot, you're getting heartbroken because you out of position. You pick men. You never picked men before. Because I was explaining to her, baby, she talking about men don't even want to court these days. Baby, that's not even ancient Eastern tradition. Ain't nobody court you. That's white people stuff. They put that in the medieval movie. And you know what you did? You got butt nigga for him and you made his food and you had it turned. You lived with him till he died. You ain't had no niggas around here running after you trying to prove to you that he just sat there in the third, that you should pick him so he can spend his money on you. Tell your daddy to do it. Where your dad at? And the first thing I see these bald-headed skank hoes say is other races of men protect their women. I bet you lying. I guarantee you ain't no white man jumping in front of no random bullets for no bald-headed hoe. They don't do that. That woman around here selling, all these white women out here selling coochie, you don't see them white men putting on no cape trying to save them hoes. They over there trying to trick. Try to protect and save rebellious, miscellaneous women. What you laughing for, nigga? You miscellaneous, that mean you loose. You a loose part. You ain't got no home. You were straight off. No, nothing. Shoot, you think I'm joking? Well, I'm dead serious. Well, we done talked about that before. Man, come on, man. It's 2020 and you got women going on trips by themselves all across the world. Well, that never happened where you have a group of women supervised traveling anywhere. Talking about who gonna protect you. So you think because you fly to Jamaica and there's 6 of y'all and I don't even know y'all and what y'all out here for, and I'm supposed to jump up here and save you because you came out here to ride the Venus carousel? And that's what, and nobody would ever have to know what you did. Who in Jamaica gonna come back and say, that girl, that's what I mean Venus? Ain't nobody ever gonna know. Come on, man. You be a lame if you want to. They showed you in that movie too what they be doing on the trip, man. You be a lame if you want to and think it's just innocent fun. Okay. She want innocent fun, play with another nigga gun, come kiss you in the mouth, and you paid for it. And you paid for it. She might come home pregnant, tell you it's yours. It's the you ain't ready for that, huh? I already told you lame with them hoes, man. That's why you keep getting got. You laughing though. Well, you got by a retired hoe, boy. They don't get no person.
You know, nobody at the rock. No.
Isaiah tried to say him. Well, I'm not ranking on you, cuz. You're just a living example of what not to do. This is a testimony for other young men, so they don't make that mistake. And to give you the game, so you stop being simple. But you did, though. And you said it with pride, too. Okay, cool, boy. Isaiah chapter 7, man, verse 14, 13. Somebody who ain't got no heart, and here come this foolish, clamorous woman who's contentious and easily seduced and stupid. And here she comes. Stolen waters is sweet. Bread eaten in secret is pleasant. Here you go. Ooh, that bread do look good, but you don't know. You going to the grave. Nigga, them hoes almost killed you, boy. Nigga, you were ready to go kill a nigga about a retired hoe. But when they hit 45, nigga, it's over. Dude, it's over at 40. If she ain't got a husband by 40, it's over. If she been around here throwing twice. And that woman been throwing twice. So she like this here, I got to get on the whole retirement plan. Bro. I need me a young duck. He's fired up. You talking about ranking, boy. I ain't firing you up, nigga. I'm just telling you the truth, nigga. Who is on the ground? You thinking these jokes, nigga. These ain't jokes. These not jokes, bro. These not jokes, bro. This real life, nigga. I ain't never got that means. I had never met that woman in my life, bro. And if I sat and looked her dead in my eyes and said exactly what I'm saying right now, she gonna be like, you ain't lying, nigga. Cause you don't know a hoe when you see one. You don't know whole game when you see one. You don't even know whole language. In the areola. You know what I'm talking about? You don't even know what a pt8 smell like. She asking you for money. Help me pay a bill. You know what I'm talking about? And here you go. I got you, baby. I'm a real man. You're a real duck. Straight up. Well, I'm not ranking, bro. That's the point. You're not understanding. Man, let me make myself personally clear. I'm not in the best mood, bro. I'm dead serious, bro. That woman is a retired whore. This woman's 40 plus years old with grown children and no nigga. Asking a nigga in America for some bread. And here you come. Wonder bread.
Man, that's why you can't do that. You can't say you dead serious.
But I wasn't being funny. That was descriptive. That nigga. Nigga, that nigga the bread stove, nigga. Nigga, you know you dealing with a retired hoe when that hoe know you down bad and she asks you for something anyway. And then when you say you ain't got it, or you ain't able, or she got to wait, she starts manipulating. You gonna do it anyway. You should have told that hoe you need to go sell at $5.45. Because a woman like that, like we read in Proverbs 9, she's looking for somebody like you, standing. So you not gonna peep that this is not an upright woman. This is why he tell you when sinners entice you, consent not. That's why I told you last night, bro. The book tells you what type of women to avoid. The book tells you what type of people to avoid. It describes them to a T. It's not hard to ascertain and pinpoint. So if you can't pinpoint it, you can't pinpoint it for two reasons. You lack a heart, or you just outright disregard what it says. I say in your instance, you lacked a heart, meaning you lack understanding. You lack insight. Now that goes beyond messing with a retired hoe. I say retired hoe because she passed her prime. Don't nobody want her. How many young men? Well, you was a young. How many niggas in their mid-20s, late 20s, looking for a 40-plus-year-old woman to marry? Not many. And she already know that. She already knew that. You know what I'm saying? But what is she trying to do? She was looking. You ought to be glad that you decided to get off that road. Because if you ain't get off that road, then you wouldn't have mentioned what you call them niggas? The immigration attorney said, and I wouldn't have had a chance to tell you to go find out if you married to that woman or not, and you would have found out that you wasn't married to her, and she would have killed you dead, boy. You'd have been out here like Delonte West in the photograph, boy, begging on the corner.
Worse, you done let your car in there and hit wrong.
And then come back with the clap. Then you got to be glad. You got to be glad this here too, boy. Because you steady worrying about that goddamn Texas, boy, when you need to stay your funky behind where you at. You keep fooling with it behind you, and you're going to hit the grave again. You don't even got enough sense to know who will put it in your mind for you to slide from around there, because them get around there smoking crack, telling lies. Getting high, getting drunk. And you worrying about what a bunch of wicked people doing. I don't care how long you know. Nigga, that excuse of knowing a nigga, that junk don't mean nothing. That junk don't mean nothing. You know what you doing? See, this is what you doing. Come over here to Yahoo Shop. I'm going to leave you alone. Because after if you do what you want to do after that, I hope the Lord crack your whole skull open, sew it back together, and crack it again. For real, bro, because you don't listen. I want you to right here, verse 14. Yahushua, son of Nun, 24 and 14. I know what it's saying in Leviticus 20, right? He said he severed you from what? Other people. So you could be what? His. So you could belong to him. While you be trying to reach back to people he done separated from, that's how you go to him. I don't care who they is, nigga. I'm talking about, man, that don't mean you can't have a relationship with people, but boy, he cut you off from it for a reason. He separated you from it for a reason. You know what I'm saying? He just didn't do it just to do it. Because guess what them people had you in? You know what them people had you in? What they had you in, Lil Stan? They had you in bondage. See that? See, Tavon just said that. I told him he was around there messing with a bald-headed skanko. I told him you better leave that hoe alone. He ain't leave her alone. He said he called the world to hell because of it. It ain't even got to be nothing sexual, boy. But sometimes, boy, you got to know, boy, let's leave that nigga alone, man. Just leave them people alone. Now therefore fear Yahuwah and serve him in sincerity and truth. Sincerity means calm. That means to be perfect, son. And put away the gods your father served on the other side of the flood in Egypt and serve you Yahuwah. See, this is how Yahuwah did it for you to a retired hoe. When the whole time he was using that, later on down the line, of course, when it got manifested, to cut you off from the people back home and to cut you off from that retired hoe so you can get your soul saved. But see, you don't want to get your soul saved. You want to sit at the house, be on the phone telling lies. You know what I'm saying? I ain't just saying that to be funny, bro. It's dead serious. Bro, I very rarely talk to anybody I grew up with, and I ain't got no problem with none of them boys. I love all them boys. But man, I can't fool them boys like that. Truth be told, them boys ain't trying to be around me like that. I ain't doing what they doing. I'm doing something else. They doing something else. What I want to sit around, but see, your situation different. I'm gonna leave that where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to get the confidence up. See, you don't got no confidence in yourself. So you need that camaraderie with people who will inflate your ego falsely with platitudes and giving you delusions of grandeur. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to surround yourself with people like that. If you catch yourself in your mind that you feel like you want to go around people who's going to pop you up, handling your business, and you got a problem. Especially if you're a man. 7 and 13, though. Book of Isaiah. And he said, hear you now, O house of David, it's a small thing for you to weary men, but will you weary my Alahym also? Therefore the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. Butter and honey shall he eat, that he may not choose the evil and choose the good. The land that you abhor shall be forsaken of both her kings. Remember what the verse means. It say, before the child shall know to refuse the evil and choose the good, the land that you hate will be abandoned of both of her kings. Who remember what it means? No, that's clear. It say the land will be forsaken of both her kings. This is the time of Isaiah, so the kingdom already been split. Matter of fact, at this time, Yasharal already gone.
Yeah, I thought that was the end of the kingdom of Judah.
Ain't gonna have no, see how dudes be talking about, see, he wasn't no virgin. this ain't referring to Yahusha, see, this is how you know people stupid. Because he said before Emmanuel would be manifested, there would be no king in the land. Now let me ask you this question. When Yahusha manifested on the earth, were there kings in the land?
No.
So then you know who it's talking about. Y'all know what Emmanuel means, don't you? What it mean, Nisha? Why you don't know? I ain't telling you nothing. You look it up. You don't know what it mean either? God's with us.
Say the Lord dwell with us.
You said yeah.
Emmanuel, well in us.
Not in us. With us. Alahym is with us. Matthew chapter 1. See, a lot of people look over there. If he called Emmanuel, then guess what? Alahym right here with you, boy. 1 and 18. So you ain't even realize the Lord cut you off from all them people, and you be ready to run back with him. Because you know what's gonna happen when you run back over there? You're gonna be drinking 211 Steel Reserve, Miller High Life, Natural Light, Cool Lights, Colt 45.
Might grab you a blind.
He gonna grab him a blind.
Can't have a natty without a blind.
Can't have a natty.
That
nigga gonna be out there drinking base beer. That's base beer.
Street niggas, right?
No street niggas. Ain't no street niggas. Street niggas don't drink Colt 45. Base beer. That's base beer. So that means all the niggas you hung with bases.
I mean, he already said he was.
Oh, that nigga definitely said he was hanging out at the corner store on Lane.
He ain't denied.
He the one told me. I'm like, nigga, what I look like hanging out at a corner store? Nigga, I'm on my phone. Because, nigga, if I'm hanging out at a corner store, somebody getting served, and I don't serve them.
All the time, I ain't gonna be that long.
Nigga, I hang at the corner store in my teenage years, nigga. You getting served. If I'm at the corner store, somebody getting some dope.
I always say that.
Hanging up at no corner store just to be hanging. Hey, that's a problem. Hey, Matthew 1 and 18, man. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna let that stay where it stays. Now, the birth of Yahushua HaMashiach was on this wise when, as his mother Mary was espoused to Joseph. Before they came together, she was found with child of the Ruach HaKodesh. Then Joseph, her husband, being just a just man, not willing to make her a public example, was minded to put away privilege. Can you relate that to the law? How you relate that to the law, son?
I forgot exactly what it said, but ain't that if a man, if he found a woman, if he found out she wasn't a virgin, that put her away, found out she wasn't a virgin.
Yep.
Thinking she wasn't a virgin. Put her away.
I ain't no put her away. That's when you know what the law say. What happened when she gets stoned, cuz. That's why he say he trying to put her away privately. She was gonna get killed. Ain't no you. No, you can't be in your daddy's house and he done sold you to another man, and then there's some around there and your freshness seal been broken. Oh no, that's if you like set churn on fire for Molech. But if a woman, that's Deuteronomy 22 to be specific. If that woman get found and she wasn't no virgin, she got stoned. That's why he say him being a just man, since he was a man who wanted to do the right thing, he wanted to have her life. See, a lot of brews look at that, they overlook that. You know why they overlook that? Because they not just men. They wicked men. You know what I'm saying?
I thought it was because you wouldn't have had no second person. You wouldn't have known if the nigga who hit her anyway.
You wouldn't know who hit it. Ain't even matter. That hymen has been ruptured. That seal. Huh? Oh yeah, he get the money back. You got to pay back some extra bread. You know what I'm saying? And all that. Because see, it'd be funny too, because a lot of the brew women online, oh, we want virgins, but y'all ain't this, that, and the third. I told you before, the average woman don't know why a man wants a virgin. You know why a man want a virgin? I'm asking why a man want a virgin. It ain't. You can make her be whatever you want her to be. She hasn't been imprinted by another man. She hasn't been, and when we talk about being defiled by another man, not physically, but defiled with his thoughts, his ways, his mannerisms, his evils, his good, none of that. She is a blank canvas. She is a piece of clay that can be molded any way that you want her to be made. Stop it.
What?
But let's stop the plan, because ain't nobody in here was no virgin when they got married. That man ain't the only man you've been with in your life. You done told the story. It don't matter how many, he ain't going. You said out your mouth you've been with other people. The lies you tell. So that's the only man you've been with. So then guess what then? That freshman seal had been broken. He didn't break the seal. But he didn't break the seal. At the end of the day, he is not the first man who entered into your body. That's why dudes have it in there. Why you think that come from? That's an imprint. That's why dudes feel like if they took a woman's virginity, they can always have her. Because that's an imprint that there's two things that most men cannot compete with. That's the imprint of her having a child by a dude and a dude taking her virginity. You know what I'm saying? It's a very hard thing to compete with. All day long. That's why dudes be like, oh, she got my baby. I get that. That's why dudes feel that way. They don't care if you've been with another nigga for 10 years. That nigga still feel like he can get them draws. And guess what? It's a lot of women who do it too. Because that's the nigga who she really wanted to be with. And I just do around here, the next thing he knows, she done been pregnant 3 times, and 2 of them kids ain't his. I don't blame her. But that's the main reason. It's just not the fact of her not being with someone physically. You mold that woman into what you want her to be. No one has imprinted this woman. You know what I'm saying? You got some women who still be thinking about a dude they were with 10 years ago. It didn't even have nothing to do with physical. It was just who he was as a man. That's why you got chicks who go out here looking for that dude and every dude they deal with. But you got women all they just be chasing butt. They don't care what it's attached to neither. They don't be caring. You know what I'm saying? They'll take anything, especially when you're low level. If you ain't got nothing going on, you're gonna take whoever off. See, you say that because you can get penis whenever you want. No, you made that face, but the thing is you have the vagina, so you can get penis whenever you want. A man can't get vagina whenever he wants. You got married men who can't get vagina whenever they want. And they married. And they married. You know how sad that is that your wife look at you and say, not tonight, and you've been paying these bills all this time, and she telling you, no, I'm tired. I'm a different type of nigga, because I would have masturbated right in her face. You tired. Huh? Oh yeah, boy, I feel just like you. Oh, you don't want? I'm gonna beat my meat. And I'm gonna do it in your face. I ain't going in the bathroom. I ain't waiting for you to leave. I ain't waiting for you to fall asleep. Straight up. Tell that, I'm gonna show you how nasty I can be. Shoot, lying to me. I've been here taking care of you, handling my business. I want pleasure. You ain't gonna give me none. Well, I'm gonna beat my meat right in your face. Shoot. Imprint. That's Scorpion's energy. Completely did mention that a woman could not sleep with a man and he can still have an impact on her. And that's because of the energy he has, the type of man that he is. And that's the imprint. And they'll be looking for that. You know what I'm saying? They'll be looking for that.
Leave your shoes alone.
Shoot. That, now you just do that. Well, I'm just mentioning that. That's for a point. If I've been working hard, you're not finna deny me. Tell me I can't get none. But I also done told you this before. She don't want to give you none like that. She don't like you. Because if she like you, boy, you ain't got to ask. No, you ain't got to ask. Not often. Well, if your woman like you, boy, you ain't got to initiate too often. If you always got to be like, can we have something tonight? Can we do something tonight? Oh, she don't like you, cuz. I already told you, boy, that's transactional sex. Niggas be married talking about they only get sex once a month. You wonder why this nigga messing with prostitutes. Huh?
You see that movie with Chris Rock?
I don't watch movies.
That woman didn't want to have sex with Chris Rock. She told me that it was gonna be a virgin.
Man, I ain't talking about no movie, nigga. I'm talking about niggas in real life. I'm a movie. You know what I'm talking about? What's men in real life living like that? Real life. Go to work every day. Don't even cheat on their wife. Drives a cement truck. You got to look at Pornhub and pleasure yourself. That ain't right. That's not right. That ain't right. 1 and 20, man. Matthew 1 and 20. Well, that ain't right. That's so hard to say. Him, I say he ain't never had a woman like, boy, come here. So he don't understand. It's a different.
No.
Man. Glad you like it.
And say quarters in session. Look at boy. Bang the gavel. So while he thought on these things, behold, this is Matthew 1 and 20. Ain't no way to live, man. He said, choose life, bro. He said, ain't no way to live. Choose life. Yeah, don't beat your meat, boy. That take your testosterone down. You know what I'm saying? You ain't no muscle and burn no fat when you masturbate. You're putting your life force away.
That hit home. Trying to tone up, ain't you?
Some people do, some people don't. I mean, some people don't. Shoot, some people done already kept tabernacles and finished with it. It just all depends on how they calculate time.
Trying to slim down, ain't it?
Most people who keep an atonement tomorrow is they just follow the reg. Appeared unto him in a dream, saying, Joseph, you son of David, fear not to take Mary your wife. That which is conceived in you, in her, is of the Ruach HaKodesh. He shall bring forth a son and shall call his name Yahushua, for he shall save his people from their sins. Now all this was done that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken of Yahuwah by the prophet, saying, behold, a virgin shall have a child, be with a son, and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which being interpreted is Alahym with us. So, Emmanuel. Huh?
Before the angel came to
it. Emmanuel, you got Ayim, Mim, Nun, U, Aleph, and Lamad. Ayim, Mim, Nun, U, Aleph, and Lamad. Oh, you're right over there. You look. You sound like you're breathing hard.
It was double me.
That boy was on the other day. That boy said, boy, it sounds like it's not, but said, this is the case with man. It's not good that he married. That nigga literally said.
I told the Lord what he said. He said, bro,
man, don't stop mentioning me about a nigga who you always talking about the Lord. So you got an infatuation with that boy?
That's his part. First thing, that's his part. That's his partner.
All you just had to mention is you mentioned that nobody in this room knows the Lord.
That's your partner.
He said, bro, I don't even want to hear no more of that. I'm gonna hang up the phone.
Well, shoot, who cares? Nigga don't want to hear nothing from a grown nigga who put his bare penis on the internet. That's your homeboy. Your papa.
Definitely gotta be a little more selective there.
Cause I done talked to that ignorant nigga before, man. That nigga on my page, boy. I had to get that nigga off my page after that when you are removed. Cause this is not right. Like nigga just on the scroll, like that nigga took a picture of himself with his bare penis out and posted it.
Oh, I thought he was sliding in DM.
No!
Newsfeed.
That nigga put that on the news feed. Right.
Oh yeah.
We ain't gonna
Big
get to the
picture.
lawsuit, man.
Big picture.
I can speak on that because I had to see that. That ruined my day.
But you cool with that?
I'm cool with what?
That's
I've
your
just
friend.
been on the lawsuit for years.
I wouldn't have known him after that.
That's your response. I say you cool with that. I say you cool with that. You say I've been knowing this for years.
Cause boy, I'm telling you right now, and one of these niggas put their penis on Facebook, boy, we ain't friends no more.
On the casual stroll.
On the casual stroll, if you DMing your penis, that's your business. You a weirdo, but that's your business. Cause that's in private. You know what I'm saying? Now if you DM'd it to a man, I ain't your friend no more. But boy, you put it on your timeline, boy, we ain't friends no more. Boy, it's on your timeline, boy.
That's your home.
That been my first brother, nigga. I ain't got no brother. I'm telling you right now, boy. And one of y'all put shoot what? I'm skeptical if you put a nipple on Facebook, nigga. You was like this, well, we ain't friends no more. Maybe.
Situation.
You still gotta weigh him in the balance.
No, that junk come in. It depends on if you had to pull with a shirt off or you took a picture trying to show off your nipple. You know what I'm saying? Trying to show your side boob. You got to go. You don't want to get him with a side boob. So what's up? Hey, this is what I got for y'all, right? You got the experience of Yahoo Shop. Understand this here with Emmanuel that he was nailed by the discipline of his Alahym to secure the breath or the ruach of everlasting life. When you look at Alahym being with you, this is what Alahym came to do. Let's go back to 1 John chapter 3.
What term?
That's your son yelling. You need to go get it. The boy sound disturbed.
You trying to see me?
He said, I gotta pee. 1 John 3:8, if you would.
Thank you.
I'm just adding all this other stuff, but this young boy here need the game, man. He needs the game. He needs it as much as he can get it. Cause he act like he don't want no wife, but he want one desperate. Told him what, man? You said it, so you must want to share.
No, I just told him. I just told him. Well, I tried to tell him what she was saying, but he got mad and told him, said, don't tell him nothing. It's just foolish. Hey,
Foolish is what?
It's like
I don't know what you're talking about.
you remember what you still got to take care of. I told the boss that.
Didn't I tell you before you did that don't take that to your stupid behind friends because they too evil and they hard to understand the love of Alahym? So therefore it's like talking to a brick wall, to a doodle in the ground, because Delarcy is dumb as that wall. And you know how I know that? Because I've talked to him before on several occasions. Nigga, I ain't trying, I wouldn't give a damn. I don't pass my pearls before and tell you I ain't got them. You talking about dang? Oh, let me show you why I say that. Come on, walk over here with me, son. Come over here to Matthew chapter 5. Clearly, you don't know the word. So walk over here with me. Then walk over here with me. Because maybe then you can understand. No, because what they said, well, we left the room. He'll tell you when he come back. When we had them boys on the phone the other day, boy, I ain't get him no dope. I ain't served him nothing. I served that boy one piece. Once I got the reaction off of that, he ain't get no more. I don't cast my pearls before swine, son. No, boy, I don't do that. I don't do that. I'm trying to remember what a verse that I need. Oh no, I don't do that. Oh no. No, hey, check this out. Come here, Will. Will it take? I'm trying to remember the verse. Man, it's been so long since I read that verse. I don't even remember it. Cast a pearl before swine. Don't cast them. They gonna tread you underfoot. Oh, it's in Matthew. I can tell you that. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Brandon. I've been like that for a long time, bro. Chapter 7. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Right here, man. You can pick it up at verse 1. Like I say that, bro. I told you that, bro. I know, like I said, man, how I say some stuff, bro. That just might sound like I be being funny, bro. But I be dead serious, bro. When I was on the phone with the dudes, did I get him any dough? I ain't get him nothing, bro. Nothing. Nothing. And I'll look you dead in your face, bro, and show you that I got a whole kilo right here, and I ain't serving you nothing. Like, but I see the dope right there. Oh, it's already sold. The truth be told, it is already sold to those who is for. See, that's not for you, so I'm not giving that. That's why y'all to sit down. Sit in your chair, son. You okay? You just a little startled. Say, judge not that you be not judged. See, that's what you were finna do about a month ago. And you were finna get that right back on your head.
That's it, right in the chair, bro.
Sit down, son, before you fall again. All right. Well, you know what? You not. Don't sit up on that. And when you bust, all right, well, you cheesing thinking somebody playing with you. Ain't nobody. He say, for what judgment you judge, you shall be judged. And with measure you meet, it shall be measured to you again. What that book tell you about having what type of measure? That means you got to have a right measure. See, your measure's all wrong. Because see, you'll measure to somebody and you'll be on the same side of the ledger. Boy, don't you know that's an abomination before you who would have a false balance and a false measure? And boy, you full up. That means that man abhor you when you do that. Well, you can't do that because you were ready to talk about this woman was doing this and doing that. And you was around here playing slapjack. Straight up down. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to put the allegedly in front of it. And allegedly, candidly. Because I can't say you did that. You say you did. And I ain't got no evidence to say you did. So I'm going to take you for your word. I'm going to take you for your word. You say you ain't do that, and I believe. For now. For now. Because I'm going to be honest with you. If you would have did that, this is exactly what I would have read to you. And then I would have said, now go ahead and tell them what you were doing. Yeah. I wish you would have did. You got to stop doing that junk, bro. That junk ain't a good look. You had Stanley disgusted like this here, boy. He said, I don't even know if I want you to let you walk across my threshold. That boy had confidence in you, boy. You let him down. Look how Stanley looking so did. That boy, he came and told me he was a changed man. The weight was lifted off. Sweat and shame. That nigga looked at that lotion. That nigga said, boy, you better than this. You did it too, didn't you? Yeah, you did. Oh, so you ain't felt like you were better than that. So you felt like you were right at home.
No.
Hey. Let's roll with it, man. He says, why behold the mote that's in your brother's eye, but consider not the beam that's in your own eye? How will you say to your brother, let me pull the mote out of your eye, and to cast you your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn again and rend you? Well, you know what that is? He said, don't rebuke a fool, he'll hate you for it. See, it all go back to the book, man. It's all the same word, bro. And if he tell you don't give your pearls before swine, who he tell you not to give them to? What is swine? What are pigs? They unclean. So he said, don't give your pearls to the unclean. See, he's not talking about don't give your pearls to sinners. He's talking about don't give your pearls to the unclean at heart. I understand the point. Because he did exactly what I told you niggas gonna do. If I tell you, if you married to a woman and you divorce her and you still got to take care of her, you gonna look at you. You're not gonna look at the fact that you are part of a stubborn, rebellious, disobedient, wicked people who your Alahym put away, came in the flesh, died, and resurrected from the dead to marry again. See, you don't love Alahym, but see, you a simpleton. So you'll take that to a nigga who don't believe and Try to explain it to him.
He didn't say nothing bad. He just said,
It ain't the point about him saying he ain't got it. He said bad in his heart. That's what you don't understand. You looking for him to say it to you. That's why he separated you from these people. But you ain't got enough sense. How's a nigga gonna get angry about what you did for his people? How you get angry about that? You know how you get angry about that? Because he gonna marry a Babbage hoe who gonna divorce him. I ain't taking care of that hoe. And you know why? Because I keep telling you this. You gonna look at the word for you. You're not gonna look at the word for him. Because he married a woman who committed adultery, and he still took care of her, and he came up with a plan to take her back. That's what that last night about the cohabitation. You can still dwell your Alahym even though you separated from him. And why are you separated from him? Sin. So he came up with it. That's why I laugh at dudes who say you're not under the New Testament. You a simpleton. You don't know the plan of Alahym. You don't know Alahym. That's the purpose of Emmanuel or Alahym being with us. Because see, we did it in the reverse. Because we could have started with Emmanuel first and then went to the means that he devised to bring his wife back to him. Alahym had to be with you in order to do that. He had to be with you in order to do that. He didn't come up with divorce so you could divorce your wife. He did it so he didn't have to kill us. See, that's why he say Moses wrote it. How he gonna write a precept for the heart and so them people hard divorcing their wives, and you don't read nowhere in there how these dudes having a problem with their wives? Because he wasn't talking about them and their wives. He was talking about you, Yasharal, the chosen people, the Israelites, the niggas. But again, you know what that is? The love of Alahym. You don't know it. So why would I take the love of Alahym to someone who don't know Alahym? Doesn't make sense. You reading the Bible don't mean you know Alahym. Because if somebody knew Alahym and I said that, they would automatically say, amen. We wouldn't even have to go tell because they would have known why I said that. So we wouldn't even have to have no conversation. See, that's what it means to know him. We wouldn't even have to have that conversation because he would have already known. Shoot, high priest can't marry no whore. He got to marry a woman who been married to a priest before. Yahusha died to the law so he could resurrect from the dead to take you back according to the law. So we're married to the same person. That's again the point we were talking about last week. Yahuwah and Yahusha the same person. It's not the father and the son married to the same woman. That's blasphemy. Our law speak against that. But unlearned men will say that, see, Yahusha ain't God, this, that, then, the third. No, sir. You're unlearned. And that's why I do not cast my pearl before swine. I'm not serving. Well, you don't smoke no reefer, boy. I'm not serving you. Get your young behind from around here, boy. Talking about let you get a dime bag. We don't even sell dimes over here. Well, we don't even sell quarters over here, boy. You got to get an ounce. Straight up. You ain't got ounce money, and we ain't selling regular marijuana. No fake mid, no nothing. You know what I'm talking about? Nah, man, this good hydroponics, boy. And the seed's still there because it's life-bearing seed. We don't get rid of the seed, we keep the seed there. Endo, Cali bug. You don't know nothing about that because you was on PCP.
You like to get wet.
You like to get wet, dog. They're messing with you, man. But you do like to get wet, though. 1 John chapter 3. 1 John 3 and 8. That's why I be telling you that, man. That's wisdom, bro. Well, the book tell you in the book of Proverbs, why he tell you, right, don't correct a fool in his folly lest he continue in it. Then he tell you, don't correct a fool in his folly lest you be made like to him. Because you got to have the wisdom to know when to open your mouth and when to keep it closed. You got to know. Average nigga don't know when to keep their mouth closed. Average nigga don't know when to talk. Don't you notice it with times Yahusha ain't straighten them boys and let them stay in their folly? And there was other times, boy, we done went over this before. He cracked their whole skull wide open. I ain't finna let you walk away from here with that nonsense. Not gonna do it. And that's, see, you don't know. See, your friends will tell you this too. That nigga crazy, man. Don't call that nigga no more. But them niggas don't want to stand on the same block with me. But we down with the plug. My dope stronger than theirs. Nigga, that dope, they kicking weed. That's why I like that quote Dame said, boy. And he said, boy, I'm not going to stand on another nigga corner and listen to his corny jokes. I'm going to get my own block, and I'm going to look you in the face and tell you your jokes is trash. How many times I told that boy it worked with trash? And how many times, how could you say that? You can't say that. Well, let me slow it down for you. Your work trash. Because you call my phone, so you on my block. I can tell you what I want to tell you. Because if I was calling you seeking from understanding from you, I can't tell you your work trash. Because clearly it can't be trash. I'm seeking it from you. Can't tell you your work trash if I'm calling you for it. But you called me for mine. I'm going to tell you dead to your face, you trash. Now, see, that's a good question. Sharon, so what if you've been separated from a woman before the word? See, that's a lot of things that they be lying to people too by talking about if you wasn't married, if you were married before the word and you get divorced, that marriage don't count. See, that's wicked people talk. Because the people who propagate that the most, Gentiles. That's the people I seen propagate that the most is Gentiles. And it says that she been with someone else for a few years. The law says she can't come back. But the mercy Yah showed, could we allow them to come back? See, this is what Yahuwah did. Because you did. He said, you can't come back in the land lest the land be defiled. Because he said, if you marry a woman, you put her away, and she go be married to another man, he said what? She can't come back. Because she's been defiled. Well, we know that Yahuwah put you away, and you laid with another man, but you wanted to come back. See, that ties back to the point of he died, he resurrected. Now you've been made a chaste virgin, or you put off the old man and put on the new man and a new way of living to walk in newness of life. Therefore, he can take you back. But see, if that's how he pulled that off. But see, that's the part of being born again. That's again why I laugh at Bruce that say being born again ain't gonna happen to the resurrection of the dead. That's someone who has a critical lack of understanding. Critical lack. Because he knows, because he cracked the dope about the other day. Man, these boys don't be wanting to be in the same room with me, man. And that ain't on no pride here, bro. I'm not going for what they talking about. And I'm going to smash it. Pause. I'm talking about I'm going to take the whole doggone book, that whole tone tablet, and I'm going to smash you right across your head with it. You know what I'm saying? And you know why I can do that? Because Yahuwah is just, his word is true, and by his grace and mercy, we have understanding. So I'm not going to sit there and listen to somebody tell me a bold-faced lie. Because you know what happens, bro, when you know what you're talking about? See, you haven't been in that situation enough in your life to really understand that. Like, it's some things you may know. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you don't know. I'm talking about really know what you're talking about, where you have a strong command over the subject matter. People don't like talking to you. When somebody who don't know something sees that you really know something, it will disparage your reputation and your name in the sight of other people, so they won't listen to you. That's what they did to the Lord. That's why they said he was casting out devils by Beelzebub. That's why they called him a wine bibber. That's why they called him a glutton, because they knew he knew what he was talking about. So they couldn't stand toe to toe with him on the work because his work grade A. So I gotta put that. See, niggas do that in the street. They throw dirt on your name on your work when you selling work on the street. Nigga work trash. Don't want to buy his dope. Buy mine. Because you know his stuff better than yours. Man, you ain't never noticed people who got superior product don't have to tell you it's superior. You know it's superior when you get it. You ain't got to do. That's why I've been telling you for years, stop being cheap, boy. Buy quality stuff. Don't buy cheap stuff. It's always quality over quantity, son. Always. Go ahead and put a couple extra dollars and get a quality garment. Don't go to Walmart and you're going to have to buy 5 of them and keep coming back. Because the money that you could have spent on the one quality garment, you done spent it on 7. And whatever money you had to spend to take care of. You actually screwed yourself with no lube. None. It was dry. Chain gang style. Ah! Woo! Come on back, man. It's 1 John. It ain't a game. I'm just trying to give you the game, my G. For life. You know what I mean? 1 John 3:8. He said, he that commits sin is of the devil, for the devil sinned from the beginning. For this purpose, the son of Alahym was manifested that he might destroy the works of the devil. What are the works of the devil? What's the works of the devil? What's the other work of the devil, Antoine? I give you that. I give you that too. But let's look at something. John 8:42. I give you that too.
Faithless.
Unbelief and faith is about the same thing, but I'll allow it. 8:42.
8:43.
2.
8:42.
You can make it 39. Sin and death as well. All that, because that's what he just mentioned. Pride, faith, faithlessness, unbelief. They all rooted in what? Sin. It's all the same. Ain't it? They ain't separate. Idolatry too. Absolutely. It's all the same. Because idolatry is definitely unbelief. Because you don't believe in the living Alahym. You want to believe in the work of your own hands, which is also pride as well. It's all from the same poisonous tree. You like poison trees? I hope not. John 8:39. They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Yahushua said unto him, if you were Abraham's sons, you would do the works of Abraham. But now you seek to kill me, a man that have told you the truth, which I heard of Alahym. This did not Abraham. You do the deeds of your father. They said to him, we be not born of fornication. We have one Abba, even Alahym. Yahushua said unto them, if Alahym were your Abba, you would love me. For I proceed forth and came from Alahym. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me. Why do you not understand my speech? Even because you cannot hear my word. Do above your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. And he speak a lie, and when he speak a lie, he speak of his own. You see what he said? He speak of his who? For he is a lie. He said they speak a prophecy out of their own heart. That means speak his own words, which goes back to what I told you last night about John chapter 7. He said, he that seek the esteem of him that sent him, the same is true, and there's no unrighteousness in him, because he's not going to speak his own words. See, most of these Hebrews, boy, they speak their own word. Boy, they open up that text and tell you what they say it says. So then when they do you like that, see a nigga like me, I'm going to let you finish, and then I'm going to tell you your work trash, nigga. Nigga, you lying. How many times I told little bro he was stupid? You know what I'm saying? Too many times I could count. You know what he did when I told him he was stupid? You shouldn't talk to me like that. Now you a whole nigga now. You're feminine. He got upset. I told him you're acting very feminine right now. Get out your feelings. Do you need a tampon? Because I'm thinking that you need it always with wings. Heavy flow. Straight up. You laughing. I told him that for real. You know why I told him that? Because no man, he told me, you yelling at me. Why are you yelling at me? I said, well, you're a grown man, boy. You yelling, and then they said that, you yelling at me. Well, these boy no shoes. On a good day, I might talk like that and don't even be yelling. I said, bro, that's just how I talk, cuz. I believe what I'm talking about. Like, I'm on this for real. You don't need to yell at me. You're supposed to hear the whole other matter. You are a woman. Yeah, and you know what I told him? When he kept doing that, I said, you sound like my old lady. Well, she must be a smart woman then. I said that in real life. He did. He definitely did. He did. But you know why I told him that? Because ain't nowhere in the world you got the spirit of Alahym and you and act like a woman. Ain't no way. You're not going to act in a feminine fashion. But don't you know that book tell you lions roar? So if these two men talking word, their octave levels might rise. And if you offended by that, or any heart trembling, or any fear trembling in your heart, you ain't no man. I can tell dudes who ain't never had conversation with a lot of men if a man voice level going up, because the only people who don't like voice level going up is when a man talking to a woman. I should like this nigga. You ain't gonna talk to me like that. Oh, this nigga's up. As soon as he said that, the first thing came out my mouth. I said, this nigga's out. You know what I'm saying? I said, this nigga real. You know how I also knew he was a hoe? Because he made assumptions without asking questions for clarification. I said, boy, this nigga's. You say something, so this is what you really need. It ain't what I said. They do that as well. And I told him that too. But I'm saying that for a reason. Because that's what the scribes did to the Lord.
So you send these crowds from hosts.
Yes, unequivocally.
You said they tell them they can eat off the line. Hey.
Reason why you could say that is because they were envious and jealous. That's a feminine trait. A man, why is another man envious and jealous of another man? That's why I be telling you, what is you telling me about what this nigga over here doing? I don't care what he doing. I'm a man, bro. I'm over here doing what I'm doing. I don't keep up with what another man doing. Nigga, that's the generation we live in now, where it's acceptable to be worrying about what another man doing and counting another man's pockets. Where I was raised at, you was a whole hoe out here if you was counting another man's pockets. You know what I'm saying? Why you worrying about how much money another man making? That don't do nothing for me. They ain't gonna pay my rent. That boy made $3,000 last night. Well, shoot, nigga, I ain't make $3,000 last night. But what good did that do for me? That's the same, but see, people do the same thing with their word, though. They try to watch how righteous somebody is so they can accuse him. But you know what that is? That's Satan. But what he say he do before the throne day and night? Accuse the brethren. But you know, the accusing is different. It's not our Brennan's over here doing this here. Satan go to the throne and do like he did with Job. I bet if you put him in this position, he'll do this. Situations and scenarios. It could be. I'm not saying that it is. It could be that Satan done stood before the throne and accused you before Alahym, because his accusing isn't. See, you got to understand what it means to be accused, right? Y'all fully understand what it means for Satan to accuse you before the throne? Y'all don't. Come over here to the book of Job then. Because, see, he did the same thing with the Lord. That's why I'm telling you, it's all the same. Because, see, Alahym, what's the one thing that say Alahym can't happen to him? He can't be tempted. That's why, now this is why you can see, even though Yahushua is Alahym in the flesh, that he could be tempted because he was what? In the flesh. Because Alahym can't be tempted. He said he can't be tempted with evil, nor does he tempt evil. I'm not worrying about what you got going on right now. Job 1:1, if you would. One and 6. Say, now there was a day when the sons of Alahym came to present themselves behind answer Yahuwah and said, from going to and fro in the earth and walking up and down in it. Yahuwah said unto Hashatan, have you considered my servant Job? There's none like him in the earth, perfect and an upright man, one that fear Alahym and eschew evil. Hashatan answered Yahuwah, do Job fear Alahym for nothing? Have you not made a hedge about him and about his house and about all that he have on every side, that you have blessed the work of his hand, and his substance is increased in the land? Put forth your hand now and touch all that he have, he will curse you to your face. That's how Satan accuses you. He say he'll go to Alahym and say, put him in a certain situation and circumstance, and I bet he fold. That's what he does. See, he don't got to go to say, oh, Brandon was around here fornicating. But what Satan tries to accuse of is what is actually in your heart. You know what I'm saying? Put this person in a situation and circumstance. And I bet, because he said, does he fear Alahym for nothing? See, come over here to Malachi chapter 3 for that reason. I hope you wash your hands, boy. I wouldn't even say that, Saran, that Satan makes assumptions. He makes assertions, hoping that he can have the opportunity to tempt you. That's what I was telling the young lady Thursday. I said, I bet you were listening to bitter hoes when it came to your man. I was. Because she felt like she had to post certain stuff to save the Hebrew women who in bad relationships. And I asked her a question. I say, baby, is your relationship like that? No, I don't have none of them problems. So what you worrying about saving them hoes for and trying to save them hoes tearing your house up? She was like, oh, you got a point. Like, how stupid are you? You know what I'm saying? That your husband is telling you, I don't like when you post this type of stuff and go back and forth with dudes because you call yourself trying to save women for a situation and circumstance that you can't relate to. Your man don't do none of this stuff. So how could you even speak on something that you don't even have firsthand experience dealing with? Your nigga come home to you, and all he asks you to do is cook and clean and stay off the internet. Does that sound difficult to do? If a nigga came, he done took care of you. I told you. Well, I said, that's an honorable man because that man went to her daddy and her mama and asked for her and did not lay with her until he married her. And this woman is used good. She is a pre-owned vehicle. She was not fresh off the lot. Did not have a new car smell. No kids. That's I tell baby, that's an honorable man. And he in the word, you don't have to use in the word, even with you being pre-owned, ain't finna step to your daddy for you. And come from a whole nother state and pack all your stuff up and bring you back to his house and take care of you. And all he asks for you is cook me vegan food, help me sling this elderberry, and stay off Facebook arguing with niggas. Baby, that's the least you could have did. That's the least you could have did. Because your little hoe friends ain't got them problems. Because now them hoe lonely. And now you lonely with them. He told her to get out.
Oh, man.
He told her to get out. She looking at it, it was an incompatibility issue. It wasn't no incompatibility. It's you stupid. You know what I'm saying? I told her that too. You stupid. That's first class. I'm like, baby, how many men you know you gonna catch like that? I said, baby, you think you gonna get another nigga like that? You dumb if you do. I say, regardless of doctrinal differences, regardless of all of that, that's an honorable man. That's an honorable man. Baby, you ain't getting another. You ain't getting another. I tell you that right now. She get another. She thinking it's gonna be somebody to love me for me. You lying. Cause guess what? If he an honorable man, he gonna have a problem with the same things cuz had a problem with. You ain't gonna get nothing but a simp. Huh? Now he just told a deal. Because he said he don't believe in not divorcing. He said you should ought to be happy. I said, well, that's neither here nor there.
Oh, that means he's gonna go get him some compatible butt.
He might do get him some compatible butt. Because he very well may do. Because I can't be mad at him. Ain't no woman got no business on no internet going back and forth with no grown man. So she ain't got no business going back and forth with no grown woman. That's shameful to his household. Because guess what? And I can understand niggas be like to say, hey, bro, I seen your wife online arguing again. Now he's shamed in front of the brethren in the gates of the city. You know what I'm saying? He's shamed. And he didn't even know baby. He only knew baby from the internet and phone conversation. And you got a solid nigga. Can't mess that up now. Can't mess that up. People mess stuff up, bro. You know what I'm saying? People mess stuff up. And they mess stuff up because you weary people. Come in. What are you doing? Malachi 3 and verse 13. Little Joe, what you crying for? Boy, fix your face and close your mouth, boy. Mouth full of goldfish, nasty boy. Now you sitting there looking like you want to fight. Now you want to eat more goldfish. You're not right. See, he get that jump from you. That's your DNA. That's your DNA. You can't say Robinson, that come from your mom. That kind of came from your dad. Your daddy crazy. Because your son crazy. The baby, he crazy. Now you want to hit Malik? Malik can't do it to you. 3 and 13. He said, your words have been stout against me, saith Yahuwah. that you say, what have we spoken so much against you? You have said it is vain to serve Alahym, and what profit is it that we kept his ordinance and that we have walked mournfully before Yahuwah of hosts? I mean, you can't. I would say, man, that's really up to you, bro. If you actually were married to her and you desire to live with her, then you could do that. Because no matter what, you still married to her. All she would have did is been playing the whore, or that's it. You know what I'm saying? It would have been no different if you had done left and went and knocked you down a few women, or been with a few women, or called yourself marrying another woman. You ain't nothing but an adulterer. But once you get married, that's your wife. As far as Yahuwah is concerned. Unless they die, then hey, you can fill that space. Now this to also pivot off that, because we talked about that the other day. Like, well, you got to have some. Well, last night you got to have some paperwork. And I feel you, there ain't nothing wrong with that desire. But one thing it has to be for certain is she has to have a desire to follow. Now you can school your sons. Oh, you weren't married? Well, shoot, man. Well, then you could then let her stay where she at and just teach your sons. Don't never try to win no woman. Come and tell you something, man. You can't teach no woman how to be no woman, man. That's not your job. That's a daddy's job. That's a daddy's job. You know what I'm saying? Because if you just spend all your time trying to teach her how to be this and be that, she'll drain your soul. She would be what some of the brothers on the internet like to call a succubus. Muffin man. Muffin man. And who? I can fight you too, Eugene. Come get you some then. What you say, boy? And he sounded like he said F you.
He switch it up when he wants.
He do. I feel like he know what he doing.
Because I don't see the thing. Yeah, I don't see the thing. I can't take up for that.
Go sit down. That boy jumped like Peter.
Hey.
Oh.
Sorry.
See, that's you. That's you. I don't know. We got to blame it on somebody. Nah, he just a baby. He didn't know what he was doing, allegedly. I know it's hard, my bro, man. I mean, honestly, you can't do nothing but schooling, man. Schooling. That's all you really can do. Because you can have for years, man. You don't want to go get a woman and try to get her on serving you. Because 9 times out of 10, she only gonna do it to be with you. You know what I'm saying? She has to do that for herself. You know what I'm saying? If she does it for herself, then you don't really have to fight with her when it comes to certain points and matters on serving him. And that go the same way if a woman try to get a dude and try to put him on the work. You can't get nobody to do that. That's got to be for them. Because I done told you this before, you can't love anyone into loving you. That's not how life works. We threw it here in Malachi. So again, let's back to 1 John chapter 3. Grandma, get somewhere and sit down. 1 John 3 and 8. We in 1 John 3 and 9. Yeah, I know it is a struggle. And see, this is the key point. You can't force anyone to do anything in life at all. It don't even just got to be the word. It's just got to be that's what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? If that woman don't want to be submissive, she ain't never going to be submissive. And you can't force her to be submissive. It's just better just to leave her alone. You know what I'm saying? Because she's not going to do that. You can't force a man to be masculine. He's either going to be a man or he's not. You know what I'm saying? But we think you can love people in that way. But see, that coming from, I already told you this here, not because you're thinking with your genitals. See, I ain't talking about looking at certain stuff and idiosyncrasies that people have that you don't like, because everybody's going to have an idiosyncrasy that you don't like. We talking about real gross violations of character. It's different. Boy, ain't nothing wrong with you, boy. Fix your face. Fix your face, boy. Your mama don't want you right now. 1 John 3:9. Remain in him. He cannot sin because he's born of Alahym. Alahym are manifest and the sons of the devil. Whosoever do not righteousness is not of Alahym, neither he that love not his brother. What did we read about Alahym? He say he don't do no iniquity, which means he doesn't do things that are wrong. And what does he tell you about that? That love doesn't behave itself unseemly, so he never behaved himself in the wrong fashion. See, that take you back. What did Paul write about how a man should feel about his wife?
Love his wife as his own body, right?
As his own body. He said, what would happen if a man didn't love his wife as his own body?
He don't love himself.
He don't love himself. See, that was the point. See, we're going to get to that point in a minute. See, it's a piece of game. See, it's too late now because I done said it, so I have to say it now. When I told you about the other day, and we're going to still mention, we're still going to do it when we get finished. That as a man, you ask your woman, when she look at you, what does she see? Because now you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of dudes don't really be knowing what type of woman they be dealing with. See, he say that all the time. You be going to women with them big titties and big booties. See, that's what you be. No, see, because you talk about it too much. That's what you want.
No.
But see, no, it's not. No. That's what you want. The thing is you can't get it. So you talk down on it because you can't get it.
That's what the lost of.
No, see, that's whole stuff. See, what you did is you do what hoes do. Because I'm talking to you, and you try to push that off on a nigga who's not even here to defend himself. And guess what? Let me tell you something. Ain't nothing wrong if that man want a woman with some yams, sir. It ain't nothing wrong if he want a woman with some titties. It ain't nothing wrong if he want a tall woman. It ain't nothing wrong if he want a short woman. It ain't nothing wrong if he want a brown-skinned woman, or a red woman, or a yellow woman, or a dark-skinned woman. That's his preference. But what you do, because you can't get what you want, see, I know you like Stanley no, Monte no, Ed no, but Johnny was back there. We all heard it, nigga. Start with an A. You know what you said. Good job there. That boy said that little Archie Bunker. That nigga said all in the family. Yeah. But guess what, bro? No, I'm telling you this here is, see, what you're doing is it's simplistic psychological stuff that you be doing. You like thick women. That's what you want. But you can't get them. Because you talk down, that's like something, I hate crack. But you mad because you ain't got no money to buy nothing. But at the end of the day, bro, you can't shame anybody for having, hey man, physical preferences that they desire. See, the problem is this is what people do. You have a physical preference you desire, and you try to manipulate that physical preference into being what you want them to be. And that's not how that works. Because it's better to have somebody who has the character traits, the intrinsic value that you desire. See, this is what dudes mess up at. You'll be miserable with a 9 and a 10, which you ain't gonna never get nowhere. And not right now. You ain't gonna get that. You're too late. You ain't gonna know what to do with it. I'm not being funny, bro. Boy, you dealing with a woman who a 9 or a 10, well, that's a different breed of woman, boy. All right. Because boy, that listen, right? A woman who's a 9 and a 10 has a multitude of options. And she usually has a multitude of options of men of high value. She usually has a certain, be no lame boy. And she's probably not going to be loyal to you. So it's better for you to get that 5 or 6 who's going to submit and hold you down. I'll tell any man that, boy. Niggas be wanting you a Beyonce. Well, Beyonce going to run you to the mud. You know what I'm saying? Better get your tree something and be happy.
What you say, you don't know that?
Yeah, from a different world, the light skinned girl with funky hair. Not Lisa Bonet. And she ain't no bad looking woman. But she doesn't have a figure. See, that was, you know, you mess with them bad cheeks, boy. Okay.
My dog told me I was supposed to say this for the weekend. They for the fun.
They for the fun. Huh? No, for real though, my G. Because it ain't about your physical appearance on why you can't get one. It's a mentality that you got to have. Because boy, you can look like anything and pull a kick. Women don't necessarily pick somebody off books. They're not visual creatures like that. Yeah, you got to be attracted. You can be attracted just to your energy, bro. And it don't matter what you look like. Men are attractive. Men are visual creatures. I got to like what I'm looking at. You know what I'm saying?
Man, no, bro, you staring at me. That's why you caught an eye. He's crazy. He caught an eye. No,
I don't know what you talking about. But I'm
looking at that nigga. You supposed to listen to what he's saying.
I'm listening to what you said. He got this little.
You miss.
No, I'm listening. With this corner eye.
No, bro, I'm just telling you. I have an example of that. An example that we reference every time when we talk about matters of this type. That when you look at Ezekiel 16, he gave Yasharal the best. That's a different type of chick. She behaved in a different type of way. So he had, because she feel like she a dime and she top notch, she wouldn't submit and obey. But I'm telling you, man, it is better to have a less attractive woman than what you desire, who's gonna be loyal, submit, and obey, than to have a very attractive woman who will not. Because your life will be pure hell. You'll hate your life. You'll hate to come home. You will be a drug addict and an alcoholic. And you're gonna die young. You think men die younger than women just because men die younger than women because of stress, because they living with someone they can't stand. Niggas heart go bad, liver go bad. Niggas stressing it, I can't stand this. You don't know nothing about that. Because see, you was living in a gaga land with some women who ain't fool with you. You really thought you was in love and they cared about you. That was your first mistake too. You was in love. That's gay in itself. When I say gay, I mean feminist. Because you ain't supposed to love emotionally. You a man, ain't nobody never told you that though. That's what another reason why the women ain't respected, because you love them emotionally. We were talking about that last night, but you ain't hear that though. See, women want you to love them like you. That's what they want. They want a female friend that's a man. That's not how that works. Because your woman shouldn't be your best friend, no way. You think your woman should be your top confidant? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. She can't be. You know why she can't be your top confidant? Ain't even that. You're not equal. You're not equal. You're not equal to her. So if she your top, you know what it is to be a confidant. Yeah, you don't want her to do that. Some things you got to keep to yourself. They don't want you to tell them everything. They tell you that, share yourself with me. Make yourself an open book. As soon as you do, this nigga's a hoe. But see, that's what the movie tell you. You used to watch one of the years, didn't you? You look like a nigga. What's that TV show with the little the teacher dude? Nah, man, the show with Topanga on it, man. You one of them boys. You like this show? That nigga said Magic School. Yeah, I had to figure it out. But shows like that is what mess little boys up. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. That show mess people up. Steve Urkel mess little boys up. Because that nigga chasing after a woman who treated you like trash and they tell you keep pursuing her. He supposed to told Lord, man, screw you, ho. And he should have, but he should have did it sooner. Yeah, and of course she gonna want. You know why she wanted him? No, because he had a woman. See, don't no woman want no man nobody wants. Because she gonna look at you if nobody else don't want you. She looking at why I want you. Why I want something nobody else wants. Hmm? He's a sucker in a square. The girl who loved him the whole time. The girl who was down with him. But see, that's what niggas do. You chase the hoe that don't care about you. And guess what? The dick who, you know what I'm talking about? But I'm talking about that type of stuff messes with little boys' minds because you think that's what you're supposed to go do. Love me, Laura. Man, screw that. You around here begging for coochie. Man, tell that hoe jump off the top of the house. Straight up and down. They did the same thing on Boy Meets World. That boy chasing this. Wonder Years was the worst. It's an older show from the 90s. So, I mean, I'm 40 years old. I ain't showing nothing. I'm just here what it is. I am. I ain't never said anything. I am. One thing about it, women in their prime young and men get theirs in the end. So the women get all they benefit when they're young. You know, when they get older, it's over with. Men had a struggle when they're young. They get older, it's going down. Going down. It's going down. Shoot, play with it though. Well, you find out though. They gonna find out it. But guess what? That woman ain't because you've been taught to look at prime as physical. A woman doesn't have a mental, emotional, and spiritual prime. Men do. You the leader. Her prime is tied to her physical ability and her ability to produce children. And that's in her youth. You don't have it all together when you're youth. You 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. You're not in your prime. Yeah. By the time you get in your 30s as a man, that's when you begin to put everything together. And when your money get right, your money ain't right when you're 22, 23. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very rare.
Yeah. On average.
Shoot, even past in general. But see, that's the thing he was playing around. But shoot, we hit them 30s though. You've been done. Hey man, shoot. And what? Her earning. Now this is some research I've seen. A woman earning power decreases as she gets older, and a man's earning power increases. You know what I'm saying? So as her earning power and her looks decrease, and her ability to produce children decreases, she's leaving out of her prime. I told y'all this other day. You ain't never heard a 50-year-old man say, "Who gonna marry me now?"
Checking out the
The man said it's prime. He the best he ever gonna be. See, we get it skewed because you see athletes and entertainers young get a lot of money, but they not in their prime. They just rich. It should be, because that's when you put it all together. That's when you put it all together. That's when you put it all together. Come back over here to Isaiah chapter 8. Isaiah 8:1, if you would. Again, that ain't to disparage no woman. That's just the reality of life. See, sometimes you don't have to look at it as it's right, wrong, or upset. It just is what it is.
About right, wrong.
It's just what it is. Say what it is, man. Because every woman in here could probably say when they were between the ages of 15 to 21 that they probably had a whole bunch of dudes in their face. But dudes that they compared to them women, they didn't have those opportunities. You know what I'm saying? And God knows what y'all do when you get on the college campus. We're going to leave that alone. But a man, he got to get himself together. He's 18 years old. Let's say he coming from a single parent home. What money he got? What status he got? Why you think this is what happens all the time? Why you see chicks want to get with the nigga they didn't want to talk to in high school when he's 30 something? Because you done hit the wall, huh? And that man on point. Now here you come. You know, I always liked you back in school. You're dismissed. You know what I'm saying? You disgust me, you vile woman. I mean, it is a lot of ways to get money, but just on average, a woman earning power decreases as she ages. Because it's just a lot of things that she can do. You know what I'm saying? That's just many factors for it, but just on average from the data says that a woman's earning power decreases the older she gets. And the reason why a man's earning power increases is because his maturity level as a man, not just maturity, period, but as a man increases. That means his discipline has increased. His emotional control has increased. His perspectives have changed and broadened. His understanding has deepened. He's acquired wisdom. Things that he didn't have when he was 22, 23 years old. See, a man can't go out on the corner and slang no penis and get paid for it. Gucci anytime she wants to. What are these women gonna do on OnlyFans when you're 45? Everybody wanna look at you. Nobody wanna look at you. Only reason is just because of contracts for earning power in general. And then y'all don't want to work a long time. Y'all want to go lay down somewhere.
Okay, but 25.
Because I done heard too many women say, I don't want to work. I've seen a woman say she want to be a billionaire, but she still want a man to provide and protect for her, but she don't listen or want to submit. How that's going to work?
Too much going on.
It's not going to work. You all right, boy. Moreover, Yahuwah said unto me, take you a great roll and write it in the man's pen concerning Master Shalbaz. And I took unto me a faithful witness to record Uriah the priest and Zechariah the son of Yerebekiah. And I went unto the prophetess, and she conceived and bare a son. Then said Yahuwah to me, call his name. I'm not going to say that again, but I'll tell you what it means. No, that definitely sounds like what. Well, it's Mahar Shalal Kash Baz. And it literally means, don't get excited. Swift is booty. No, you might get excited about that. Speedy is prey. Quick to the loop, to the bag. I'll tell it to you. Yes, it is all one word. It is Maher Shalal Kash Baz. He said, before the child shall have knowledge to cry, my father and my mother, the riches of Damascus and the spoil of Samaria shall be taken away before the king of Assyria. Yahuwah spake also unto me, saying, for as much as this people refuse the waters of Shiloh that go softly, and rejoice in Rezon and Remalah's son. Now therefore, behold, the Lord bring up upon them the waters of the river, strong and many. Even the king of Assyria and all of his team, he shall come up over his channels and go over all his banks. And he shall pass through Yehuda. He shall overflow and go over. He shall reach even to the neck and go Emmanuel. Now we need to look at a few words out of here. Just a few words. The first word that I want you to look at is to go over, to pass over. You know the word for Passover? The Hebrew word for Passover.
No.
Who know that word off the top of their head? Might as well. Yeah, a bar, close enough. Close enough. You got Alahym, Bot, and Rosh, and you may proceed. Donald Trump done nominated some white woman. You know the white folks gonna go crazy about a doggone Supreme Court seat. He the strength of the highest. Mommy.
Yeah, sit down.
Yeah, Alahym, Bot, and Rosh, everybody. Alahym, Bot, and Rosh. What you got? You got something like that? You got something over there, Michael? You got something? You looked at me like, who? I ain't selling no lemonade today. Experience the thoughts of the sun? No, Alahym, Bot, and Rosh. What you say? Malia, what you over there doing? Come here, boy. Oh, why you ain't got no neck? Anybody else? We got two over here. I can't hear you guys speak up. Say that again. Mm-hmm. Knowledge of the chief's house. Myself, I just tell you that you know the words of the sons of Alahym. But all of them are acceptable. But this is when he said that waters would go over. Ain't that what it said? So when the water, what did we just read in Yahushua chapter 24? Yahushua is the teacher of the highest. I can dig it. What did he just read, right? He said that there would be an overflow. Let's look at overflow. Now, when you look at overflow, it's shataf, and it means to wash, to rinse, to wash off. Now, think on that. You got Sean, Tet, and Pay. So when they tell you, right, you're going to wash off, you're going to be rinsed off, and then you're going to pass over. Now, again, this is dealing with Alahym being manifested in the flesh. How did it describe Moses, what we read in Exodus 4 last week? How did it describe it? It described him as that he would be as Alahym, right? Or that he would be the spokesperson or the word. And what did he lead the people through to go do? To be rinsed off so they can what? Pass over. What does it say in Exodus chapter 15? Till your people pass over, O Yahuwah, the people whom you have purchased.
So I have a question, because he said that he made Moses, Alahym, and Aaron his prophet.
Yes.
Aaron is his prophet. So is that what Hamashiach is unto the father, a prophet unto the father?
Yahusha is a prophet, an apostle, an evangelist, a pastor, a teacher, a high priest. He is every single solitary office in the text because he created every single solitary office in the text. Indeed. And I was going to talk about that today, and I ain't even did it with the first and the last. And then he finished the faith. You know what it means to be the first and the last, though. You know what that means? I'm not being funny. I'm asking you a serious question.
What's the first and the
He
last?
said he the first and the last. Do you know what that means?
I guess he's the first one of operations, and last means he's going to be the end of operation.
No, not the end of all creation. When you look at first and the last, you know the first letter in the alphabet and the last letter in the alphabet?
Well, I left top.
So what does that mean?
And in the end.
No, it doesn't. Child means covenant.
Covenant. So he's the end of the covenant, right?
Or the strength of the covenant. Or the leader of the covenant. Or the father of the covenant. That's how he the last. That's how you know that Yahuwah and Yahusha are the same person. Because he said himself in Revelation, he the first and the last, didn't he? So how can the Father and the Son be the first and the last, and you ain't never dealt with the Father? The Father ain't lasted nothing. He's just the first. Hush your mouth, boy. Hush your mouth. I said hush your mouth. Would you like to be spanked? At all. Cut it out. Hey, man, I'm not going to tell you again. And you better keep it on the inside. Or go to your room then. Depart to your room. If you want to cry, you need to go in your room. Then stop crying then. Get your hand out in between your legs. Get your hands from in between your legs. Well, you got 5 seconds to stop crying or you're going to your room. Very well, then, sir. About to hear all that stuff. Content, to be rinsed off. Because what did he say about to Paul in that regard? Because who's the only person who can cleanse you? He don't. And if he cleanses you, what is he rinsing off of you? Your sin. See, now I mentioned it last night, but I didn't mention it, and I was going to grab it, but I'm gonna just mention it now. In Exodus, right? He said he sent an angel in the way, right, to lead you, right? What did he say that angel would not be able to do? will not be able to pardon your transgression. But you'll have brothers say that that's Yahusha symbolically, but it's not, because he clearly said that this Alahym cannot pardon your wrongs, your rebellion. It says that clearly. This is the other point where it tells you that he exalts his throne above the stars in Isaiah 14, and that his scepter is the everlasting scepter, and he anointed him with the oil of gladness above his fellows, because Alahym cannot forgive transgression. Only Alahym can do that.
What's the last one you said? You said Sean.
Sean, Tet, and Pay. Ah, is the word. What y'all got? Mm-hmm. Oh, you got something over there? You got something? It's okay. What about you, Michael? Sean, Tet, you got something like that?
What's the actual word?
Shataf.
No, the actual.
Overflow. And guess what, right? You can't pass over till you overflow. And it's too many examples of what they did. Because he definitely, what he told all his apostles to do after he resurrected from the dead, what he said to them. You're right there in Matthew 28, what he said to him when he resurrected from the dead. If I didn't tell you, huh? He said, he didn't say hail, master. He said, all hail. You know what that means when they say all hail? Everybody worship. Everybody get out.
And that's, and I don't understand about people like, oh, you don't worship the Son, you only worship the Father. You don't worship the Father.
You are worshiping the Father when you worship the Son, but that's because he's with them, and you could not explain them to them their error. There you did. You said that too.
No, I mean, because I've heard people say that.
Because they feel like that Yahuwah and Yahusha are two separate people, and they're the same person. Yeah, they're the same person. What? Because the look on her face. Oh, you got rod forces?
Wait, I got a question. So, what by Revelation?
Oh, see, I'm glad you said that, because we were going to see, because you weren't there last week where we laid a lot of that stuff out. See, now I'm gonna get to that. I'm glad you said that, because I was gonna deal with that, because that's the beauty. See, I explained that to y'all in the room last week, right? That's the beauty of the whole play. We're gonna get to that. I'm glad you would have said that. I would have forgot. I appreciate that. So what y'all got? What else would say? I would look at this here, right? If you got the rinse and off, and I would take it's the destruction of the words of the snake. Because he said, the lust of your father you will do. And what did he say that Satan is the father of? Lies. What did he say? Come over here to Isaiah 28. I'll show you why I say what I'm saying. Malik, you all right? Where you trying to go? Come here, Malik. Isaiah 28:15. Where you trying to go? You trying to find your mama? You trying to find your mama? Oh, you happy now? You want to get down? Okay. There go your mama right there. She right there. He just said yes. He said, because you have said we made a covenant with death, and with hell we are at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. We have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood we have hid ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So he has to wash that off. So I want you to look at this here, right? The destruction of because remember, right? He said he was manifested to do what? To destroy the works of the devil.
That means he destroyed all lies.
All lies been destroyed. He just told you that in Isaiah 28.
Yeah.
All life been destroyed. You ain't gonna be able to have a resting place, a safe haven. You know, right? See, that's what Satan is. He a rest haven for hoes. You know what I'm saying? When I say hoes, I'm talking about spiritual whores and fornicators. You know what I'm saying? But he is, though. He is a rest haven for hoes. You're a rest haven for hoes. Let me see what you got there. He will now. A lot of safety in me. That's what he say. But it's a lie, though. You understand? Because again, right, the only person who can take away sins is Alahym. That's why he had to come in the flesh. A man can't take away the sins of man. Because by man came death, so by Alahym, death has to be removed. Why does by Alahym death has to be removed? Because Deuteronomy 32. Yeah. Yeah, no point, man. 32, 36. Deuteronomy 32 and 36. See, we still got some more points, because we still want to deal with the first and the be quiet. That was strong. Let it get you in trouble. So be quiet. Little bird. Deuteronomy 32 and 36. Bird, I can't talk over you. You either. Because I know you hard-headed. Deuteronomy 32 and 36. For Yahuwah shall judge his people, and there is none shut up or left. He shall say, where are their gods, their rock whom they have trusted, which did eat the fat of their sacrifices and drink the wine of their drink offerings. Let them rise up and help you and be your protection. See now that I, even I, am he. There is no Alahym with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. For I lift up my hand to Shamahim and say I live forever. So the only way that sin can be removed is Alahym has to take it away. In Matthew chapter 9, right, what did he tell the lame man that got the scribes and Pharisees upset in their heart? He told him, your sins are forgiven you. That's what he told him. And what did those men say? Only Alahym can forgive sins in their heart. That's what they said. He said that you can know that I got power on earth to do this. That's why I said it. What did he tell Mary? What did he tell Mary? In Luke chapter 7, when she washed his feet, what did he say about her? But her sins are forgiven her. And he said it boldly. Only Alahym can forgive sins. Exodus 34 tells us that. He gave that woman sins. And what did he forgive that woman's sins based off of? Faith. So she was justified or determined right in his eyesight because she believed. Only Alahym has that authority to do that. Now, to get to his point of what he mentioned, we're going to finish that at the end. Because we're dealing with that overflow. So you got to be rinsed off. So how are you rinsed off? Remember what we read last week, that you escape the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of Yahushua HaMashiach. The gospel is what destroys the words of the serpent. Because what was the words of the serpent? To rebel. What are the words of Mashiach? To obey. Not only to obey, but to believe and obey. Satan told them not to believe. Not to trust in what the man said, but to make what looks good seem that will supersede you believe in the consequence or the promise of what Yahuwah has stated to you. And that's the difference. And that's what I'm telling you when it comes down to the end, when you look at the battle at the end between the beast and the people, it's simply idolatry. You're either going to serve Yahuwah or you not. It's not, no, you the children of Israel, we want to kill all of y'all. It's Deuteronomy 13 live and in person. Who is going to hold fast to what I told you to do, irregardless of miracles, signs, wonders, and words? Because you know what, different what your mom and daddy told you when you was a kid. I don't care what nobody said. Don't you answer my phone. Don't you open my door. Ain't that's what got that dude in trouble in 1 Kings? He told him, don't come back the way that you came and don't eat no bread in this place. And he let somebody come tell him I'm a prophet too. It don't matter what nobody else said. What did he tell you to do? And he told you never to bow down and worship anybody else other than him. He told you if somebody of the sons of Belial come enticing you to go after another god, don't fool with him. Because Yahuwah your Alahym tries you to see if you love him or not. That's why Revelation says that some will be hid from that last temptation, that great temptation that shall try the whole world. Because see, Brew's not talking about that. So these boys going to go out here and they're going to worship the beast. They're going to be right there worshiping the beast, taking that mark. That's why these niggas talking about the mark is a vaccine. You a dummy. Ain't no vaccine, ain't no mark and no vaccine. You just took a vaccine. That wasn't a vaccine kill you or not. That's a whole nother conversation. He said, don't open my door. I don't care if Jesus at the door. But you know what? That's what your people told you though. And guess what? If the Lord was at the door and he know your parents told you not to open the door, he wouldn't even ask you to open. And you know that from Jeremiah with the boys who ain't built no and go move in that land that they daddy told them not to go in, and Yahuwah blessed them for all generations. They listen to their daddy. Because Yahuwah ain't never gonna tell you to go against a word that came from your father. Because he ain't gonna want nobody to go against a word that come from him. See, this is what I be talking about, nuance, bro. That's why I be telling you, bro. That's why I used to tell you, like, I don't want to talk to your friends who on the word. I don't want to talk to them because I know they're stupid. Like, that's no disrespect because I'm not going to serve them. Because you know why I ain't going to serve them? They're going to want to argue. They're not listening to understand. And they already feel like they're right when they get on the phone. So what I'm talking to them about. And they're going to want to call themselves teaching me. When I don't get on the phone with dudes and be like, I'm teaching you. I'm just telling you what I got. I'm just hitting you off with a pack. But your pride will make you feel like, that nigga ain't gonna say that on the phone. You trying to teach me. He asked me a question on why it was important to me that Yahushua died and rose from the dead, and said I was teaching him when I answered his question. And I ain't say, let's read this verse or read that verse or none of that. I just answered this question. I ain't say Job 45 said this. That's when you know you're dealing with a nigga, bro. Because they'll tell you when they can't answer the question, they just got to tell you. So you need to get Isaiah 12 and 14, brother. Because see, Isaiah 12, that's the nigga, he don't know no book. He just can't answer the question. He got to give you all these precepts to make you feel like that he know the word, but he don't know the word for real. See, that fool a nigga who don't know, you're not gonna fool me. Because did I quote any verses for this nigga? He was quoting plenty with me, and the verses he was quoting, he was damning his own point. And I let him do it too. You know, sometimes, boy, you would put a word in the man's mouth just so he can damn himself with that same very word, bro. He'll let you do that. See, that's why I told you, ought to be thank the Lord you got that viral infection, so you ain't come to the house. Because that was Yahuwah's way of not letting you damn yourself. Because you might have came in that house and damned yourself. I ain't being dead serious. You wondering why you got sick and you thinking the little bit of money you lost. Boy, you saved your soul that day, boy. Because you were going to come in that house and speak a word against your own soul. And you ain't even know it. Because you was in your feelings. You know what I'm saying? And Yahuwah spared you. Y'all say Yahuwah is good and his mercy endures forever off of that because you ain't realize that. I'm just telling you that for the first time because you ain't even really realize that's what he did. Because you can speak a word against your own soul. Boy, try and walk that boy down and say, yeah, Mashiach sin. Now he say, it's my turn now. I say, no, we're going to go ahead and go. He didn't realize, he thinking you don't want to be a part of the debate. And it's really, well, I'm trying to say you already done spoke a word against your soul to begin with. I ain't going to let them keep running it down. Like, don't you know if I was to sit here and let that boy explain that, which knowing his pride, he probably wouldn't explain it to somebody else. What done spoke a word against his own soul. Done spoke a word against his own soul. See, people don't even realize you can do that. You can take the word and damn your own soul with it. Why you thinking you instructing somebody? Damning yourself. Oh, don't do that. Please don't do that. That's ugly, man. That ain't no good look, my friend. That much. Come on back over here to Isaiah 8, right? So, of course, you know the order to pass from what? He said, he that loved the brethren is passed from what? Death to life. Mashiach said, greater love had no man than this, that a man lay his life down for his friends. And that Alahym so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. So because of the love that Mashiach had to his brethren, he passed from death to life, which take us back to what we were talking about last night, with Sarah's womb being dead and death coming from life, which take you back to Genesis, with death coming from life. That's why I never understood why dudes felt like Adam lived forever, and that's not the plan. How you get eternal life to eternal life. If you got eternal life, you never could have died. That's just common sense. But you know why we don't get that? Because we not talking about the lamb being slain from the foundation of the world and how the text relates to that. For you to understand that this man has a love that cannot be quantified with words. That surpasses all human understanding. You know what I'm saying? And that we could not even begin to understand if we wanted to. And that's why he has such a disdain for people who hear it and go back. When I say hear it, I'm talking about the actual gospel, not knowing you were Israelite. You know what I'm saying? But actual hearing the gospel, that's why he has such a disdain for it. Because you just looked him in the face and told him your love is trash to me. I don't want that. Now imagine how some of y'all done felt in your lifetime that it was somebody you was involved with who you genuinely love. Whether you was foolish in loving them or not is irrelevant, and they turned their back on you. Now imagine the thought process that went through your mind when they did that. And that's how he feels at a level that we couldn't even speak of. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't got to be nobody you was romantically involved with. It could be a family member. It could be a friend. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? So I just want you to think about that. When you sit back and you look at the love that somebody's manifested, like we read last night, that you seen that you count his sacrifice an unkadash thing, and you done differently despite the ruach of grace, what type of worse punishment you think you're going to get? You think you just going to get stoned? Oh, no. That man showed his love, and he going to show his love right on your black behind. Because he said whoever shed man blood, what's got to happen? By man, his blood got to be shed, so he going to shed yours. It's only right. It's only right. So if you loved him, it's only right for his Abba to love you and do what? Raise you from the dead. It's only right. That's an even swap, no swim. You're not getting swim. Let's look at this here, right? Let me crank this up, man. Now you got wings, right? You remember the word for wings? Well, it's kanaf, right? Kaf, noon, and pay. You can go ahead. Girl, you need to cut it out. All right. A hand of a continual word. I can understand. Girl, hush. Anybody else? Tom, noon, and pay. Word to pay you to life. Me, myself, I tell you that you would be subdued to the words of life. And you know why you would have to be subdued by them words of life? Because that's what the gospel is going to do. It's going to subdue you. It's going to subdue your flesh. And how are you subdued? By taking up your stake and mortifying yourself to it. And subduing your flesh by the word. Because what did Paul write in one of his letters, right? He dies daily. That's a sinner's quote right there, right? A lot of people like to grab that. See, I die daily, brother. That's what they use to say, I sin every day, but I die daily. Maybe them two things don't go together. When they say dying daily, that means you control yourself and you discipline yourself to the word every day. Because it said Mashiach suffered in the flesh. So he that suffers in the flesh cease from sin. And you take up your stake daily and follow him. So when he's telling you that he dies daily, that means that I suffer in my flesh every day and reject sin. Not that I sin every day and I need to get back up on the tree. That makes no sense. Now the last thing is you got shall feel, right? And that's mellow. When he say he'll feel the breath of the land. Now, what hit my mind when I read it this morning, right? Luke 13, what did Mashiach tell you? That we talked about this already, because y'all should remember breath from when we were looking in Ezekiel. That's Rokab. Remember? The Rosh, Kot, and the Bat. You know what I'm saying? You separated by the Son of the Highest. You know, that's the breath or the width of the land. Who all walked the land? Abraham, Yahushua, son of Nun, and Yahushua HaMashiach. What did they walk it for? For means of inheritance. He says this overflow will go over, so you'll be rinsed off. You can pass over. It'll reach to the neck, and then it'll stretch out to the border and feel the breadth of the land, or Emmanuel. Now, you know that Yahushua reached the breadth of the land because he walked every square inch of it. He told you that, correct? Because if he's going to walk every square inch of it to wash you off, that's to deliver you. Because Alahym walked every branch of the breadth of the land, every square inch, to claim what was his for his people. You should know that from Leviticus 24, because what he told you could never do with the land. It was selling. He said you could never sell it because it's his. That's why Yahushua walked it. Of course, why he got to walk it? Because Abraham is what? The exalted father. I got to walk it. How does Yahushua, son of Nun, got to walk it? He the one who calls in the rest. He got to walk it. Yahushua walked it to claim it because he the one later going to bring you in there to rest. But let's get to the point where Antoine was mentioning, because I talked to them about this last week up in the room, man. I want you to come to Revelation 22:1. Now, when it comes down to the Father, what did we talk about last week? What have we never done?
You never heard, seen, or heard his voice.
Anytime you've never dealt with him. Now, he's pointing out that key point. But see, hold on. Before we do that, we got to back up to 21 for good old-fashioned context. 21:1. Now, before we read Revelation 21:1, does not Ezekiel 37 tell us that Mashiach has returned and made his people one and brought them into the land? Does Ezekiel 38 tell us that Gog and Magog will gather up against the land to go to war against it while Mashiach is in the land with his people? It tells us that, correct? It tells us that also in Revelation chapter 20. Who's the one sending fire down from Shamayim to kill these people? That's his Abba that's doing that, because Yahushua can't do it. He on the earth, so he wasn't the one who did that. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't the one who did that. Now, remember, in Ezekiel 39, what does it say that we have to do after the destruction of Gog and Magog? Cleanse out the land and get all the dead bodies out. Why are we doing that?
So his Abba can come down and do it.
Ezekiel 48:31, how does that chapter end? The name of the city is Yahuwah is there. What did we read last week in 1 Corinthians 15 about Mashiach delivering the kingdom up? What did it say? Paraphrasing, if you will. That it could be all in all, that he will take the kingdom up and deliver it to who? To his Abba, or his Alahym. So when we come back here and we notice in Revelation 21, we're new, because it tells you where in Isaiah 65 and 66, he tells you he'll make a new what? In a new earth where righteousness dwells. Because what does it say about Yahuwah, that what he is? Huh? No. It's in the law that it tells you. Deuteronomy.
So the Father's not coming to this earth.
No, he's not coming to this earth. Absolutely not. Oh, absolutely not. He's a consuming. If Abba came down here on this earth, everyone would perish. Everyone would perish. This earth is defiled. This heaven is defiled. Everything about it is defiled. So it would be consumed on contact. No exception. Because I say, well, the question that he asked, that's a good point to understand what's the difference, because you see Alahym and the Lamb. But when you see Alahym and the Lamb, this is his father. His father is, because Alahym and the Lamb is not mentioned together very often in Revelation until you get to 21 and 20. Unless it's a snapshot of the kingdom. Most of Revelation, they talking about the Lamb. But when you get to the end and the culmination, now his Alahym has come because what has occurred. Because it ends right there, it starts right there in Revelation 20 and 7. Satan is loosed. Who can recall the prophet that told you that Satan would be thrown into prison? Isaiah. You know about the verse when Satan thrown into prison? Well, as long as you know. He say he'd get tossed in the cell, right? Isaiah already told you. So then, of course, you know Gog and Magog, that battle, that's Ezekiel 38. You read that on your own time. And then, of course, it said they went about the breadth of the earth, compassed the saints, he burned them down, and then Satan is cast into the lake where the beast and the false prophet are already present. Then, of course, it says the books are open. This is what says happens after that in chapter 20. Who's standing on the throne when the books are open? Because why? What did Yahushua say that he would be the one to do this? Oh, not that there. In John 5, right? Say his father is good. Because Abba's not judging anybody. He ain't coming to judge nobody. He don't want it. Because if he came to judge, everybody's still gonna perish. That go back to and who was where's huh? That's what you see in what? In Daniel, right? Throne, whole bunch of people standing before the throne, books open. That was Shiach who we seen. And that's that final judgment. Who named in the book? Who named not in the book? Truth be told, who were willing, you would have already been resurrected. Whether your name was in the book would be a moot point for you. Because if you got to stand in line to see if your name in the book, it's a strong likelihood you going to hell. It's not guaranteed, but it's high. High. Because if you ain't get up on the first resurrection, you have a problem. You have a problem. You know what I'm saying? You have a strong problem. And the
people that are born afterwards.
Very well, me. You still got a problem.
I mean, you have a hard life.
You got a problem. I said we can't say convincingly that you're going to hell, but the likelihood is very high. That if you got to stand before that throne for this man to find your name in this book, well, you probably done. Yes, he could. He said they'll be sitting on thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Yahshua also. It's going to be a lot of people, so a lot of work for one man. Well, let's read. A lot of niggas to hit the gavel. A lot of people to hit the gavel.
God, from the beginning to now,
we hit the gavel. From Adam to now? Adam. Come here, Adam. Oh, you just all over the place. You sleeping? You sleeping?
Praise God.
Go lay on your father. He will comfort you. Well, look like Darius.
All them niggas that play with them man facing his name, you gotta go see it.
Everybody who done played with his name got to go see it.
So he can hit it on
him. Guilty. Because what he say he gonna judge you by, he gonna reward every man according to his work. And the works of your father, that's what you doing. You be born of one father, even Alahym. Say, no. You do the works of your father, buddy. I'm gonna holler at you. Revelation 21:1. He said, I saw a new Shamahim and a new Arats, for the first Shamahim and the first Arats were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, Yachanan, saw the Kadash city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Alahym, out of Shamahim, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. See, now this is the key point. Yahushua is on the earth. Yahushua is our Alahym, and he is our father. Isaiah 9 tells us that. But now his Alahym is coming, and he's preparing to deliver the kingdom to the man who gave him authority in the first place. He said, I heard a great voice out of Shamahim saying, behold, the tabernacle of Alahym is with men, and he shall dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and Alahym himself shall be with them and be their Alahym. Now you get to be with Abba for the first time. You get to see his face. You get to hear his voice. You'll see his shape. See, that's only a reward after it's all over and done with. After it's all, remember I used to ask you how many of y'all want to see the face of Alahym? That's why I used to ask you that. Because you'll see the face of Yahusha, but you ain't guaranteed to see the face of Alahym. Not his Alahym. You got to believe that to see that face. He said, Alahym shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death. There shall neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful. And he said unto me, It is done. I'm the Aleph and the top, the beginning and the end. And I give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of water of life freely. He that overcomes shall inherit all things. I will be his Alahym, and he shall be my son. Now, of course, it goes into the city, right? As it goes further, of course, that's the city we looked at in Ezekiel. But let's come back to 22.
Here with all that. You should have been sitting down.
Go back that way. Did I ask you what you want? Now you can go back that way, or you can suffer the consequences. Yes. What may I do for you? What? Look up at me, please. Sir. Okay, I'm not dealing with you. Revelation 22:1. He showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out the throne of Alahym and of the Lamb. Now pause. In Revelation, in John chapter 16, where did Yahushua say he would be ascending back to? At the right hand of his Father. So what you seeing coming down, and it was already down, Yahushua has already done what Paul wrote in 1 Corinthians 15. He's already delivered up the kingdom back to his Alahym. See, they both Alahym. Remember, it tells you that in Colossians, if I'm not mistaken, right? The Alahym head. Because what did we talk about last week? Alahym is what? It's a plural word. Remember what we read in Genesis chapter 1? Let us make man in who? What did we read last night with Seth and Enos? He said he gave you another seed, and then it said Adam bare a son, and he was in what? His likeness and his image. See, that pertains to us because it said we got to be conformed to the image of the son. See, Enos is an example, or Seth, excuse me, is an example of the son being conformed to the image of his father, or being conformed to the image of the son of Alahym, because that's how Adam is described. You know what I'm saying? Because why? Because if you're not in the image of the son, then what prophecy points that out that you're not getting in? What prophecy in the law points out that if you're not in the image of this firstborn son, you're not getting in? That's Esau. If you don't, because guess what? It's basically what it says. The father can't see. So as far as he knows, that's Esau. And if you ain't Esau, then you're not getting in. Because all he gonna see is Esau, or all he gonna see is Yahusha. And if you're not Yahusha, you're not getting in here. That's why you have to have the spirit. That's why he said there's neither bond nor free, nor male nor female, but just one of Mashiach. Because if you got the Ruach of Mashiach on your phone, like, oh, that's a woman. She can't get in here. That's a woman. But that's what Bruce be telling women, though. Now, I done told you, you don't got to be married to get in. But boy, you're going to have to get it from a man, though. It ain't no different. He ain't got to be your husband. But it's going to be your daddy, or it's going to be the preacher of the word, but you're going to get it from a man. There's a lot of Hebrew women think they can get in off their own volition, and they're going to hell. And you know why they going? Because Alahym ain't never gave no word directly to no woman, ever. He's gave prophecy directly to a woman. That's a different conversation. He done gave plenty of women a vision. That cannot be disputed nor refuted, and if an individual tried to, he's an idiot. But you talking about direct instruction and word, that man ain't never did that. That man didn't sit down and teach Adam and Eve at the same time. He taught Adam and told him, go tell you why. Go tell you why. He don't operate like that. He's not talking to no woman. For what? What am I teaching her for? That's what I got him for. I made him for that. For lack of a better term, the woman is an afterthought. You know what I'm saying? After I made the man, you know what? He by himself. That ain't good. Let me make a help meet for him. The world that made you believe you the first thought. And more men are coming into their masculinity and they're not having it no more. So they like, you know what? I'd rather be dolo than make you the first thought. I ain't doing it. That's why you got so many women, these men trash. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. Nah, they done shook the propaganda. Now, why would you think all of a sudden in this day and time, the propaganda that's been going on for decades, it started? Because you were like, this, I need my men to be men. I can't have them out here simping. That's why a nigga like BOA can sprinkle word in there with it. A nigga like Black Lamb can sprinkle word in there with it. Nigga trash, by the way. That nigga say, I call him Jehovah. I know who I've been calling on. Oh, you ain't been calling on the living Alahym. We call him Jehovah over here. Oh, you definitely. You holding fast to calling him Jehovah? He Jehovah. That nigga say he was fooling with 7-day Adventist. I started about a woman. Y'all know that? You ain't know that? A white woman. White woman. Let's listen to this here, right? In the midst of the street of it, on the either side of the river, was there the tree of life, which bred 12 manner of fruits, and yielded a fruit every month. But the leaves of the tree were for the healing, yes, sir, were for the healing of the nations. Where was the tree of life originally? In the midst of the garden of Alahym. What did he tell you in Revelation 2? He that overcome will have right to the tree of life, which is in the midst of the paradise of Alahym, because he said that he would make Jerusalem like what? The garden of Alahym. Now let's continue. He said, there shall be no more curse. What is that curse? See, that's what we asked that stupid boy on the phone. What's the curse of the law? Deuteronomy 28. This nigga read all Deuteronomy 27. This boy read all Deuteronomy 27 when I asked him, what is the curse of Adam? Because when he redeemed you from the curse of the law, every brew think the curse of the law is Deuteronomy 28. That's how you know they don't have no understanding and they don't know what the Lord came from. Because the curse of the law is death. You ain't even got to know nothing. You ain't even got to know nothing deep. If you just know the law, you know the curse of the law is death. That's the penalty.
Christians know that.
And you know that's sad that them brews talk bad about them people and they know that and you don't.
I learned in church.
Ain't that sad?
That's true. Nigga knew that was the curse of the law. I ain't even know the wrong to I ain't learned that. I was wrong.
You know, I've been telling y'all this for years. Just let them people, they got a lot of stuff wrong. They ain't got everything wrong. Just like it's Bruce ain't got everything right. Bruce got a lot of stuff wrong. Probably got more stuff wrong than the Christians do. That nigga said they do. That boy said they do.
Just because they got Jesus in
They believe Yahusha is Alahym. They'll argue. No, he's God. Hold up. I'm gonna show you this. Yeah, they get you.
Bruce be like, they lying to you. See, they bewildering our people because they not telling you the children of Israel, mother.
Oh my God.
Get your stupid butt out my face.
Christians be cutting up them
Let's look at it, right? And it says that he shall see, and they shall see his. Oh, I didn't finish all that. There shall be no more curse, but the throne of Alahym and of the Lamb shall be in it, and his servants shall serve him, and they shall see his face, and his name shall be in their foreheads. Now, remember, right? You would have already seen the face of Yahushua, which means you already seen Yahuwah. How do we know this? Ezekiel 37:29. Just come over here to Ezekiel 37:29. I'm gonna let you read it. You gonna read it? No, you can't talk. Cause you gonna talk like them brews on the street.
No, I'll read.
I'm just messing with you, man. You gonna hit me with them brews on the street. Ezekiel chapter 37.
No.
Verse 20. That's right.
I love that.
That's right. I want you to look at Ezekiel 37:25, actually. They shall dwell in the land that I shall have given unto Jacob my servant, where your fathers have dwelt. They shall dwell therein, even they and their sons sons forever. And my servant David shall be a prince forever. Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. It will be an everlasting covenant. I will place them and multiply them, and I will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forevermore. Remember, who is that sanctuary? That sanctuary is Yahushua. Hebrews 8 tell you that. And that's why I mentioned the chronological order, because you should remember, because we went chronologically from Ezekiel 33 all the way down. Ezekiel 33 was the watchman. Ezekiel 34 is the shepherd. Ezekiel 35 is the blaspheming of Edom. Ezekiel 36 is him saying, I'm going to gather you back and bring you home. but I'm going to deliver you because you should be ashamed for your own doings. Ezekiel 37 is you resurrected from the dead and coming back into the land. Ezekiel 38 is you dwelling in the land, unwalled villages, no gates, no bars, resting in tents. Gog and Magog with the rallies. I burned them down with fire from Shamahim. Ezekiel 39, I clean the earth up. Ezekiel 40, show them the kingdom. Ezekiel 47, show them the tree of life and the water that comes from the throne. Ezekiel 48, show them the gates. And then ending with, I'm here now. That's how you run that all the way down. Your Alahym had been here the whole time. His Alahym is the one who on the way. And I can see why we would be confused with that. Because Yahusha is our Alahym. Now his Abba is our Alahym as well. But more directly, that's Yahusha's Alahym. That's his mighty one. Because that's who made him. Because guess what he did? I made a son and say, son, I got a job for you to do. And he said, Daddy, what is it? Boom, boom, boom. Now go handle that. And the whole time we thought we were dealing with the Father, and you were dealing with your Alahym, which is who you call Yahuwah, and then later who you call Yahusha, and upon his return, you're going to call him something else. Because he already told you that his name is going to be different upon his return, and no man will know that name except the people who he give it to. That's why he said their name, his name will be in their foreheads. Because you're not going to call him Yahuwah and Yahusha no more. You don't even know his father's name. That's why probably some people get his name is too holy to pronounce. That's not the case. You just don't know it. It's never been uttered. You've never been told. You do, you know it, but you don't know it. Because when you say Yahuwah or Yahusha, you saying the Father's name, but you don't know his name. You don't know nothing about it in the direct sense. But directly you do know something about it.
He has reigned for 1,000 years to teach us of his Alahym.
Well, he's already done that before he gets here. But he will continue to do so, yes. It tells you that in Micah and Isaiah. But also it tells you that in Deuteronomy. Y'all remember in Deuteronomy? It says if a man get married, we're supposed to stay to the house for a year and do. Tear up his wife. See, most people don't even know that the 1,000-year reign in the law. We done went over that before. I think in Deuteronomy 20. Say one day, it's like 1,000 years to Alahym. He say if a man take him a new wife, he's supposed to stay to the house for a year and cheer her up. And Yahusha coming down and taking him a new wife, and he gonna stay with her for a day to cheer her up, or her daddy get here. Because why is that her daddy? Because what did we just look at with Abraham and Sarah last night? What did we just look at?
Gotta go judge. He ain't judging till after that, right?
No, he's not judging till after that.
I'm gonna go do the work.
Now I got to go to work after that. Now I got to judge this and this.
Yeah. Okay.
But remember what we looked at last night? What was Sarah to Abraham? But his father's daughter. So what would be Yasharal to Alahym? His father's daughter. So he gave it. So his son is married to his sister. You know what I'm saying? It's the same difference. But see, that's just thank the Lord. Don't do him like that. Shoot, the Lord did him like that. 37:27, right? My tabernacle shall also be with them. I will be their Alahym, and they shall be my people. And the heathen shall know that I, Yahuwah, do sanctify Yasharal when my sanctuary shall be in the midst of them forevermore. As soon as Yahushua get here, you know he done it. And then look at this last point, right? And there shall be no night there. They shall need no candle, neither light nor the sun, for Yahuwah Alahym give them light, and they shall reign forever and ever. But what he was looking at that point is you see the throne of Alahym and the throne of the Lamb, but now Father is king. And that show you that they were two separate people, because there would be no need for Alahym to come if Yahuwah was separate from Yahusha. Because as soon as Yahusha got here, the Father should have came right behind him. But when you look in the text, and we got more stuff to deal with it, and with all these feast days, we're going to hit it. I'm going to cut this off because we get about 2 hours and 50 minutes. I don't really like to do that. So, hallelujah for Yahushua and the word. I appreciate y'all. You were willing on Monday, 8 p.m. So we're going to make it do what it do. We still got some more stuff to do. In this regard, we'll keep it rolling. If my memory serves, if you will permit, we're going to do first and the last, which is kind of what we're talking about right now. So you who are willing till that time. But yeah, though, like Because we